From Eden Hazard kicking a ball boy to the craziest celebration in football history, these are the 7 things you didn't know about football. And first,
Semenyo and Cucurella took things a little too far.
And shepherds him out of play. And a little bit of Aptus. Cucurella taking a theatrical tumble. Sorting out for Anthony Taylor to
Now that's the smile of a man who won the Oscar. But at number 33, there was nothing funny about what KDB did to Arsenal's coach.
Chance to.
So animated, just a little sidestep away from Kevin De Bruyne there.
KDB should have been on the floor 1 second after he pushed Arteta. Maybe the Arsenal players really do have a weak mentality. But at number 32, Cristiano Ronaldo shows us the perfect way to handle disrespect. During a match between Portugal and Ireland, CR7 was preparing the ball to take a free kick when O'Shea kicked the ball away.
O'Shea kicks it away, look.
There was contact with his shoulder from Ronaldo, as you
saw. Do that.
VAR's intervention, Ronaldo against Bazunu. Oh, and he saved it! What a save from Gavin Bazunu!
Not that I'm a fan of violence, but when you around, you will definitely find out. However, the guys at number 31 took finding out to a whole new level. Damn! These guys are definitely in the wrong sport. Now this is just 5 out of the 35 most disrespectful moments. Wait till you see what Neymar did at number 20. But before we get to that, let's look at a player who disrespected a GOAT. After winning the ball from Messi, Robertson quickly stood up for a counterattack. On his way, he decided to push Messi's head. I mean, smacking the head of an 8-time Ballon d'Or winner like he was nobody got Messi really upset. So when the two met again, he was sure to repay the favor. Still, we can excuse Robertson for provoking his opponent, unlike Onana, who picked a fight with his teammate. It happened during a match between Manchester United and Dortmund. Harry Maguire, who was badly out of form at the time, carelessly gave the ball away, leading to a Dortmund counter. So when the ball went out to play, an overzealous Onana did this.
Vom BVB und Brandt bringt dann Alert ins Spiel und da ist Adeyemi. Und trifft das Tor nicht. Und Onana stinkt sauer mit seinen Vorderleuten, aber die Frage muss dann doch erlaubt sein, warum.
However, this isn't the only time a goalkeeper disrespected his teammate. In the opening weekend of the 2023-2024 Premier League season, Tottenham came up against Leicester City, hoping to get off to a winning start. The Spurs dominated the early proceedings and deservedly took the lead. However, Leicester grew into the match in the second half and equalized through Jamie Vardy. Then, with a few minutes left to play, this happened.
Driving now is Mavididi, who's dispossessed Bergvall. Holds up play, a right-footed cross, Ndidi's header, and pushed away by Vicario. Diving to his left, he's annoyed with Bergvall.
Damn! Screaming like that at a kid who just made his debut is a real confidence booster. But if a footballer needed to be screamed at, it's the guy at number 27.
Mario Balotelli. That's a bit disrespectful, I believe, to the LA Galaxy.
Mario Balotelli was put clean through on goal in a match between Man City and LAFC. But instead of scoring the goal, he decided to do this.
Beautifully timed run, Balotelli to make it 2.
His antics upset his coach, teammates, and opponents. But maybe we all didn't get his point. Perhaps he didn't want to score an easy goal out of humility. Or maybe there's something wrong with his manager, who once again got disrespected by another Man City player. In a match between City and Bolton, Carlos Tevez expressed anger towards his coach because he was substituted.
Oh, and he's had a word with Mancini there, has Tevez. And there doesn't seem to be...
So to punish him, the coach benched him for the next match. As the footballing gods would have it, Man City was losing 2-0 and Aguero, who had started the game instead of Tevez, got injured. With no other option left, the coach asked Tevez to warm up and enter the game. But to the shock of everyone, Tevez refused to come on.
So what happened? Why didn't you bring...
He refused to go in.
He refused to come onto the pitch?
He refused to come on the pitch. Yeah.
Disrespecting your coach like that is not cool. However, this wasn't the only time a player humiliated his manager. During the 2019 Carabao Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester City, Chelsea defied the odds by taking the game into extra time. However, with a few minutes left until penalty shootouts, Chelsea's manager decided to substitute his goalkeeper and put in a better penalty stopper. To the shock of everyone watching the game, Kepa refused to come off.
No, please, no.
After humiliating his coach like that, you would expect him to perform. However, he performed badly and cost his team the trophy.
Sécurité. Sécurité, faites ça, le gardien.
And so I didn't want the goalkeeper go to the penalties in that physical condition. I realized that the situation only after 3-4 minutes when the doctor arrived there. And the goalkeeper wanted only to let me know that he was in condition to go to the penalty. So it was only a big misunderstanding. Kepa was right, but in the wrong way, I think.
Speaking of penalties, what comes next has to be the most disrespectful shootout I've ever seen.
Jardel nem sequer toma balanço. Vai ser tipo futebol de salão. Jardel.
Bro trolled the entire stadium for 8 seconds. But at number 23, a player takes mockery to a whole new level. When players score a penalty, they either run and celebrate or pick the ball up and take it to the center of the pitch. But I don't think this guy got the memo. Still, on the issue of savage players, the guy at number 22 turned his opponents into kids at the playground. During a match between Werder Bremen and Stuttgart, a lapse in concentration gifted Waman Gatuka a free shot at goal. But instead of placing the ball into the net, he decided to do this.
Only 3 minutes of time added on, and now Wamangi Tuka to seal the deal for Stuttgart. It's an absolute gift. And Wamangi Tuka's been booked.
I think this is all about sportsmanship.
For a second, I thought he would bend down and head the ball in. That would have been epic. But the goal scored at number 21 is everything we don't want to see in football. In a Champions League match between Shakhtar and FC Nordsjælland, a player fell to the ground holding his face. As a result, the referee had to halt the game. When play was about to resume, the referee urged the Shakhtar players to return the ball to their opponents. However, when Willian kicked it back to the goalkeeper for play to start, Luis Adriano violated the fair play rule and scored.
In the moment of huge controversy, Donetsk turned the ball to their opponents following a break for injury, but Luis Adriano chased the ball down and scored.
Ball's dropped. Willian pokes it back there. Well, no, that is terrible. I'm sorry. Shame on you, Luis Adriano. You do not do that.
The player basically said, "F playing fair. I'm leaving here with something." But if this public show of shame couldn't break into our top 10, trust me, you have to see what Vinny Jr. did at number 12. But before we get there, Neymar's antics almost triggered an all-out war. With Barcelona leading 3-1 in a match against Athletic Bilbao, the Catalans took their foot off the gas with just 4 minutes left to play. Neymar, who wasn't pleased with the boring end to the game, decided to spice things up with a rainbow flick. And then, oh yeah, did things truly kick off.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, it's just stupidity.
But if you think this is humiliating, wait till you see what Messi did to Milner. During the match between Man City and Barcelona, an energetic Milner rushed to try and win the ball from Messi, and
still plenty to go. Plenty to enjoy and marvel at, in truth. During his bad time last year, suggestions
that has to be the nastiest nutmeg in football history. Even Pep Guardiola felt embarrassed for Milner. However, the Englishman wasn't the only player who got burned by Messi. In a match between Barcelona and Bayern, the game looked like it was destined for a Bavarian upset. But with 13 minutes left remaining, Messi said, "F it, I'm him." Then went ahead to do this.
Deserved that goal scorer. And here he is again. Here he is again. That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
We might just rename Messi to Elsa, because Boateng was frozen solid. And since we're still discussing disrespectful dribbles, let's look at Di Maria ending a legend's career. That was a sorry sight for those who remember how tough Pujol was at his peak. He never recovered from the damage and subsequently retired. But even this is nothing compared to what Balotelli did at number 16.
Plays it back in. Oh, will it go? Well, Balotelli grabs the attention again.
While many might call this disrespectful, this has to be the coldest goal ever scored. Which is ironic when you realize there's nothing cool about what happened at number 15. In a heated derby between PAOK and AEK Athens, the PAOK players thought they had scored a last-minute winner.
Στο δεύτερο δοκάρι και φαλιά, η μπάλα καταλήγει στα δίχτυα. Ο ΠΑΟΚ παίρνει το προβάδισμα με το Βαρέλα στο 90 λεπτό του αγώνα.
But VAR brutally canceled it.
Ο ΠΑΟΚ παίρνει το προβάδισμα με το Βαρέλα ενώ ο βοηθός φωνάζει τον κύριο Κομίνη κοντά του.
Upset by this decision, PAOK owner Ivan Savitas stormed the field in protest. It looked under control at first, until it was discovered he was carrying a gun around his waist. Angry and relentless, it took an entire security team to stop him from confronting the referee. I mean, a man who is angry with a gun around his waist. Who knows what he could have done? After the game, the entire Greek league had to be suspended just to avoid a ban from FIFA. But at number 14, Antony's famous discipline was on full display.
minute.
With Manchester City demolishing their neighbors 3-0 at Old Trafford, Antony was in no mood for Doku's antics, so he decided to end things.
Doku, who's clearly made a big impact on Pep Guardiola since arriving in. He's been involved in virtually every game. He's riled the ire of Antony here, who's going to see yellow.
Reacting like that after committing the foul? Bro must think Doku is his girlfriend. But at least he didn't try to harm him, which cannot be said for what Lamela did. Towards the end of the 2015-2016 Premier League season, Tottenham visited Stamford Bridge, needing to win their last 3 matches to have any hope of winning the league. Unfortunately, the boys in blue weren't in the mood to make things easy for them. However, Spurs rushed into a 2-0 lead via Harry Kane and Son.
One by Kane, Eriksson, Son's ahead of him, and onside, Son scores!
As the first half resumed, Chelsea scored 1 goal via Gary Cahill, making the match even more tense. Spurs held on for dear life, and it looked like they would do it. Then, in the 82nd minute, Eden Hazard scored the equalizer to all but hand Leicester the Premier League title.
Diego Costa, glorious goal!
Soon after, the game turned into a battle, with tackles flying everywhere. So when Lamela got a chance, he did this.
Chelsea are ready to roll out the red carpet for their fellow Blues. That's the problem. You have a little look here. I think the better playing a little bit more. Doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't stamp. And now Fabregas is rolling, nodding accusingly at Mark.
But if you think that was bad, wait till you see what Vinny Jr. did. During a match between Real Madrid and Leipzig, Vinicius charged after the ball and barged into Orban. But instead of continuing his pursuit of the ball, he turned to the defender and shoved him by the neck.
So coming together off the ball involving Vinicius Jr., who is punished for it. I guess the referee must have seen it.
Amazingly, the referee only gave him a yellow card, while Vinny pretended he did nothing. Seeing this makes you understand why he was robbed of the Ballon d'Or. But at number 11, a single kick by a player almost triggered a war. With a few minutes left of the World Cup match between Argentina and the Netherlands, Paredes thought it was a good decision to kick the ball into the opponent's bench while their teammate lay on the ground. Yeah, he learned very quickly that he had made a bad decision. But now that we've reached our top 10, the disrespect will take an even crazier turn, starting with one of the dumbest decisions in football history. After the opposition almost scored, the goalkeeper was furious with his teammates defending and confronted him. However, things quickly got out of hand, resulting in a lot of shoving. But for whatever reason, the goalkeeper thought it was wise to collapse like a deck of cards, resulting in his teammate getting a red card. What? However, even this looks very sensible compared to what Mercao did to his teammate. During a match between Galatasaray and Giresunspor, Mercao came out of nowhere to attack his Galatasaray teammate. He headbutted him, and for a second, It looked like they were in the UFC. The referee gave him a deserved red card, and after the match, the Turkish FA handed him an 8-match ban for his shameful and disrespectful behavior. This reminds me of the time Xhaka completely lost control. When you hear the name Xhaka, you instantly think about the former Arsenal man. But this is his less talented brother who plays in the Swiss league. While playing for Basel against Zurich, Xhaka got into an altercation with the Zurich player and got a yellow for pushing him down. A few moments later, he headbutted Nikola Katic's chest, which resulted in a second yellow and a sending off. But while he was walking down towards the tunnel, VAR intervened, and he was called back. Excited about the possibility of continuing play, the referee shocked him by canceling the yellow and giving him a straight red, effectively sending him off twice. But if you think his behavior is bad, wait till you see what Douglas Costa did. When Francesco came into the match against Juventus, nothing could have prepared him for what he would face. While trying to win the ball from Douglas Costa, they squared up to each other and had to be broken up by the referee.
And the header was superb.
However, their argument continued into the game, and when they confronted each other again, Douglas Costa spat in Francesco's face. Damn! That's the most disgusting thing I've seen someone do to another player on a football field. But at number 6, a player wanted his opponent's shorts really badly. What? During a match between Hamburg and Darmstadt, Aaron managed to power his way past the first defender. But as he was about to go past the second defender, this happened.
Bei Milan sieht man nicht so oft. Königsdörfer, der ist der schnellste Mann gewesen im ersten Durchgang. Und jetzt die rote Karte gegen Opoku, der sich da, so hat's der Schiedsrichter gesehen.
I mean, there are better ways to request shorts than this. Nevertheless, kicking your opponent like that is plain disrespectful and deserves a red card. And now that we're down to our top 5, it's time to switch on your AC, as we're about to turn up the heat. Starting with the case of a prodigal son. On his journey to becoming a top-level footballer, Ollie Watkins spent 3 of his formative years playing for Brentford. He scored many goals and created amazing memories with the fans. Or so we thought. In 2020, he was sold to Aston Villa, where he now plays as the club's leading marksman. So when he and his new team visited Brentford, he probably expected a nice welcome. However, the fans kept insulting and booing him. So when he scored against Brentford, he decided to point at the fans and mock them.
Scores against his former club, and Villa have the lead, and the goal celebrations didn't help calm things down.
I don't see why this turned into a fight. The fans should be able to take what they dish out. But at number 4, Bryce Samba's safe hands quickly turned into disrespectful hands. Bryce Samba, a goalkeeper known for breathtaking performances and penalty saves, decided he didn't want to be heroic on this day. This is so funny. The shove wasn't even hard, but he somehow smacked the player like he was some bum. But there was nothing funny about what Pepe did at number 3.
Pepe has lost the plot here.
In a match between Getafe and Real Madrid, Pepe was furious after the referee awarded what he felt was a soft penalty. But instead of approaching the ref, he decided to do this.
Chance to score. He's brought that for a kick. Pepe has lost the plot here. What I was doing there?
Well, football justice in Spain is a joke. So, you appeal, and if they get something out of it, great. Plus, back in the play.
Damn! There's no way this isn't personal. He was willing to throw everything away just to get back at his opponent. As expected, he was given a 10-match ban for his shameful behavior.
Eu fiquei para poder continuar fazendo isso aqui no Besiktas, poder ajudar meus companheiros.
Stop it. Speaking of which, you might find it hard to believe that Messi isn't exactly humble. Leading up to the 2022 World Cup quarterfinal between Argentina and the Netherlands, the Dutch coach had much to say about Messi. Messi is the most dangerous, creative player. He can create a lot and score goals himself. But when they lose the ball, he doesn't participate much. This gives us chances. When Messi heard this, he was upset that the coach called him lazy. So when match day came, he knew he needed to do something. So when he scored a penalty to give his country the lead, he ran straight to the Dutch bench and did this. After winning the match, he still wasn't over the coach's comments and went over to him to give him a piece of his mind.
Van Gaal saying we got an advantage in penalties. If we go to penalties, we win. I think he needs to keep his mouth shut.
But if Messi can get away with disrespecting a coach, you better believe Ronaldo will do the same.
I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
You don't have a good relationship with him?
The empathy is not good.
Do you think he respects you?
I think he don't respect the way I should deserve.
After making a sensational return to Old Trafford, many people doubted that a washed 37-year-old Ronaldo would be any good. However, in his first season there, he silenced his critics by scoring 24 goals. But after a managerial change in his second season, Ronaldo found playing time hard to come by. For a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, sitting on the bench was simply not it. However, his manager, Erik ten Hag, felt that Ronaldo not playing was best for the team. With tension between them at their highest, Ronaldo was once again benched against Tottenham. This decision seemed perfect, as United were leading 2-0 with a few minutes remaining. With no hope of playing, Ronaldo decided to do this.
The freshness.
There you go, good night.
After the final whistle was blown, his behavior overshadowed the victory, and the pundits tore into Ronaldo.
What's just happened, Clinton?
He's walked down the tunnel. I just saw him, I don't know what, 4 minutes of added down time, but yeah, they showed Cristiano Ronaldo walking back down the tunnel, probably to the dressing room.
If he's done that, it's an absolute disgrace. I think that's disrespectful to the team, to the manager, to the fans. They're winning 2-0. What complaint can he have within this? If they were losing 2-0, it still wouldn't be right, but I would sort of understand it. He clearly thinks he's bigger than the football club.
I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
You don't have a good relationship?
The empathy is not good.
Do you think he respects you?
I think he don't respect the way I should deserve. Everyone know that.
Disrespecting you.
Exactly. This is why I say I don't have respect for him because he don't show me respect for me.
But if we're being honest, that was so disrespectful from Ronaldo.
But as disrespectful as Ronaldo's walkout was, at least he played by the rules, unlike some players who took things so far that FIFA had to step in and ban their tricks forever.
Starting with one of the most controversial penalty kicks in Premier League history. In 2017, the Premier League match between Leicester and Manchester made the headlines for all the wrong reasons. During the game, Riyad Mahrez thought he had scored the equalizer from the penalty spot, but the referee brutally ruled it out. Now, this looked like a perfectly good spot kick, but there was something wrong. Mahrez had broken a rule. Fast forward 6 years. A similar thing happened in a match between Fulham and Newcastle. Fulham striker Alexander Mitrovic thought he had scored from the penalty spot, but the referee canceled it because of the same bizarre rule.
What?
So when I dug into why the goals were disallowed, I discovered something interesting. According to the guidelines, touching the ball more than once while taking a penalty is considered an offense. So when Mahrez and Mitrovic slipped, they kicked the ball against their other foot, which is why the goals were canceled. But if this rule doesn't annoy you, wait till you see the South African trick that has been banned. You've probably seen clips like these before. It's called the Cassiflava, and it originated in South Africa. But as cool and entertaining as this is, FIFA seems to have a problem with it, especially when a player does this. Sorry, I meant this. According to the rules, standing on the ball while it's in play is considered illegal, and should a player do it, the referee has the right to blow for a foul. But at number 12, a skill move got a player banned from football. In the early 2000s, many Brazilian talents took European football by storm. We had the likes of Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, and Ronaldo de Lima, all superstars at their respective clubs. But while these Samba boys were tearing it up in Europe, their compatriot, Carlon, made a name for himself back home. He invented a skill in which he bounced the ball on his head while running past defenders. This move became an overnight sensation, with fans sharing clips of it around the world. But there was a problem. During a league match between Atlético Mineiro and Cruzeiro, Carlon performed his signature move while his team was winning. But before he got far with the ball, a defender completely took him out. The defender who fouled Carlon was banned from football for 4 months, and to avoid a repeat of this, FIFA banned the trick forever. However, Carlon's move was just a modified version of a skill that had been previously banned. For the unks watching this video, I'm sure many of you remember clips of Ronaldinho and Maradona juggling the ball and resting it on their heads and necks. Kids back then loved these and did the same thing whenever they got the chance to play football. Well, it's called the head and neck stall. But as cool as it might be, it has been banned and will never be seen in a professional football game. But this is just 4 out of 14 tricks that have been banned forever. Trust me, you have to see Neymar's famous battle with FIFA at number 1. But before we get to that, let's visit France to see the most outrageous yellow card in football history. During a match between PSG and Nantes, Marco Verratti received a pass from his goalkeeper. With no good option to pass to, he returned the ball to his goalkeeper. But as soon as the keeper picked up the ball, the referee rushed in and gave Verratti a yellow card. Verratti, his teammates, and everyone else in the stadium wondered what his offense might have been. So I decided to do some research and discovered a rule. However, he wasn't the only player who didn't know about this regulation. With managers encouraging players to press for the ball high up the pitch, it has become normal for defenders to pass the ball back to their goalkeepers, who, depending on how it comes to them, choose to clear the ball or catch it. However, in a match between Inter and AS Roma, Inter won a free kick close to their penalty box. So to avoid being put under pressure, Ivan Perisic flicked the ball and headed it back to his goalkeeper. Upon doing that, the referee blew his whistle and gave him a yellow card, just like it was given to Verratti. This brings me back to the research I did earlier. The rules state that a player should in no way try to manipulate a back pass to the goalkeeper. Once he does, the referee has to blow for a foul and book him for unsportsmanlike behavior. At this point, I think the guys at FIFA invented a phrase to try and ruin football. Because the next trick that has been banned falls into the same unsportsmanlike category. The psychological battle between goalkeepers and players during penalties is usually insane. The players try to trick the goalkeepers while they, in turn, try to put them off their game. We've seen goalies execute successful mind games against Messi. Benzema,
Up steps Benzema, and he saved it. He saves it again. So,
and even Cristiano Ronaldo.
Has to score really. And doesn't. Diego Alves with the save. And it stays at 2-0. A defining moment.
But during the 2022 World Cup, Emiliano Martinez took mind games to a whole different level. In the 2 penalty shootouts Argentina participated in, Martinez was a problem, doing all sorts of things to distract his opponents. Well, it worked, as he made crucial blocks that led to victory in the final. However, after seeing Martinez succeed with his antics, FIFA called an emergency meeting. They concluded that goalkeepers must remain on the line, facing the kicker, between the goalposts, and without touching the crossbar or net until the ball is kicked. They also said that goalkeepers must not behave in a manner that fails to show respect for the game and the opponent by unfairly distracting the kicker. Wow! They might as well put mannequins in place of the keepers. But one thing we can all agree on is that time wasting needs to be banned. When a team is winning a football match, the entire team begins to behave weirdly. You see players taking too long to get up after a foul, goalkeepers taking too long before a goal kick, and some players do silly things just to waste time. This tactic is as old as football, but lately, teams have turned it into a habit of choice. During the 2018 World Cup, the ball was in play for an average of 55 minutes. The same thing happened in the 2022 World Cup with an average of 59 minutes. In all of its wisdom, FIFA figured that adding crazy extra minutes would encourage teams to play, but it only made the situation worse. They even thought about a start-stop clock like the NBA. But that didn't make sense either. So with FIFA out of ideas, the MLS devised a brilliant plan. If players are injured for more than 15 seconds, they will be forced to leave the field for 2 minutes, except for head injuries, goalkeeper injuries, and other serious injuries. Players who are substituted must leave the field within 10 seconds. Otherwise, the player coming in will be delayed for 1 minute. If this works in the MLS, we might finally have a solution to this problem. But as bad as time wasting is, it is nothing compared to the trick that comes next. Football is a winner-takes-all sport. Most of the time, no one really cares how you win, so long as you're not caught. you can get away with anything. This mentality gave birth to Maradona's iconic Hand of God and some deliberate fouls. But we can all agree that diving is one of the worst forms of cheating on a football field. In the past, players would fall in the 18-yard box after very little contact. This often resulted in very soft penalties being awarded. It became so rampant that FIFA instructed referees to issue a yellow card for any player caught diving. However, it didn't stop the players from doing it. It was a risk worth taking, considering the reward of a penalty should the referee buy it. So in 2017, the English FA created a panel to review the numerous diving incidents. After their meeting, they decided that any player caught diving would be banned for 2 matches. Everton's Umar Niasse became the first victim of this new rule change. However, the introduction of VAR relaxed the rule, as the referees had additional support to catch any potential foul play. But now that we've reached our top 5, you're about to see some banned tricks you didn't even know existed. Let's begin with one of Ronaldinho's favorite moves. Ronaldinho is the undisputed king when it comes to flicks and tricks. He made kids like me and you fall in love with football. Although most of his skills were allowed on the football field, one was banned before he even used it. That's the knee lock. FIFA decided doing that in a professional football match is unsportsmanlike, which is annoying when you visualize Ronaldinho using this skill in an actual game.
No, 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 hell no, no.
But we can all agree that the trick at number 4 should stay banned forever. Many street ballers love to trap the ball with their shirts and flip it around quickly. It looks cool, but imagine if someone did this to a defender in a real game. It would be crazy. So to avoid anyone having funny ideas, FIFA decided you cannot do this in a real match. They said if you attempt to run with the ball like that, your shirt becomes an extension of your hand, which comes with a complimentary yellow card. However, one player tried breaking the shirt catch rule and found out immediately. Players now use it to announce their spouses are pregnant. But at number 3, FIFA banned the greatest free kick in football history. The league match between Coventry and Everton was the hottest topic in 1970. During the game, a free kick was awarded to Coventry, which was played about 25 meters from the goal. While everyone waited for a shot to the post, Willie Carr suddenly gripped the ball between his heels, flicked it into the air, and then this happened. The move took everyone by surprise. It was something that had never been seen on a football field. The next day, the kids started practicing the move, which was awarded the BBC Goal of the Year. But FIFA didn't appreciate this genius move, so they declared an emergency and banned it from football for life.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
However, a Mexican player modified this technique into his signature move. Blanco would wedge the ball between his heels and leap over tackles. This move became so iconic that it was named the Bunny Hop. Slowly but surely, the officials are killing creativity with all these rules. But I wonder what their reasoning is for banning this next trick. It all began in the match between Barcelona and Athletic Bilbao. With his team already winning, Neymar attempted a rainbow flick, resulting in him being assaulted by the Bilbao players. But instead of punishing the behavior of the Bilbao players, Neymar was criticized for showboating. Then it happened again, this time against Celta de Vigo.
I don't think it'll concern him too much.
And Neymar was called out for disrespecting his opponents. In France, Lucas Paqueta was booked when he attempted one, and Neymar was also booked for his rainbow flick against Montpellier. However, this ban hasn't been made official yet, but from the body language of the referees, you know they've been asked to punish players for rainbow flicks. Now that we're at number 1, you are about to witness the time Neymar gave FIFA officials a heart attack. After breaking into the scene at Santos, Neymar immediately became a worldwide sensation. Fans from all over tuned into the Brazilian league just to watch him play. So while chilling with his friends at the club, Neymar made a shocking discovery. He quickly left his buddies and headed straight for the training ground. The result was this. Neymar had hacked penalties, and no keeper in the world could stop him. So after scoring 5 penalties in a row, FIFA called an urgent meeting and banned it from football forever.
Still, even after FIFA banned Neymar's penalty kick, they couldn't ban the one thing players love doing the most, and some of them took it way too far.
And first, the most controversial celebration of the 2019-2020 Premier League season. After scoring the winner for Leicester against Sheffield United, Jamie Vardy rushed to the corner flag and did this.
Oh, but Fleck's giving it away, and now Leicester City put it through the middle. Jamie Vardy one-on-one with the keeper, and he finishes, and just like that, Leicester City pounce, and Leicester City will take all 3 points away from Bramall Lane. It's a cruel one on Sheffield United, who battled away, but Jamie Vardy gets his chance.
Well, this wouldn't have made news on a normal day. What the flag was carrying triggered a meltdown on social media. But at number 24, Kylian Mbappe turned crying into one of the most iconic celebrations. The fierce rivalry between PSG and Marseille in France goes beyond just football. The fans, cities, and players dislike each other. So when the teams met in 2019, everyone expected a tough affair. However, PSG dominated their rivals. And when Mbappe scored to make it 3-0, he did this.
Et sur le banc ce soir, des problèmes de riches s'annoncent pour Thomas Tuchel. Le PSG va ensuite inscrire un 3e but à la 32e par l'intermédiaire de Kylian Mbappé, passe décisive de Di Maria.
But if you think that was cold, wait until you see a celebration straight out of a horror movie. After scoring to give Al Hilal the lead, Bafétimbi Gomez fell to the ground to perform his famous Panther celebration. As his teammates jumped on his back, the ball boy reacted like he had seen a ghost. While this must have been traumatic for the little boy, Gomez gave him his match-worn shirt as a goodwill gesture. But at number 22, a female footballer does a celebration you will love.
Nice.
After scoring a penalty against Angel City FC, Luau Labanta started limping, only to do this unexpectedly.
Labanta steps up and scores 1-1.
When asked why she twerked, she
I
said,
think one thing we've started to do on our team is celebrate goals. Female, we love that. We love celebrating each other, but I think we really want to start making it a little more fun and having individual celebrations. So that was sent to me on Twitter, and I said bet, and thankful that I scored so I can get that out there. And my dad wasn't at this game, so that was great.
I'm sure the boys will love to see more of that. But at number 21, Jose Mourinho delivers one of the hardest lines in football history.
Not celebrations. Bad education.
When Mourinho led Manchester United to visit Chelsea, he must have expected a hero's welcome, having led the Blues to 3 Premier League titles. However, as the game progressed, the Chelsea fans kept harassing him, trying to evoke a response, but he remained cool. Chelsea then scored the opener.
Free header, Rudiger scores. Oh,
but 2 goals from Martial turned the game in Mourinho's favor.
Yes! The equaliser for Manchester United. Martial shot!
Then, with a few minutes left, Chelsea scored the equalizer.
The header off the post. The rebound surely.
But while the players celebrated wildly, a crazy fight broke out on the touchline.
Já para os instantes finais, nos acréscimos, o jogo foi até 51 minutos de jogo no segundo tempo. Mais uma vez, Davi Luiz, bola no poste. Ela volta, defesa milagrosa da Vida Geia. E ela fica para Barkley, o salvador da honra, para a equipe do Chelsea, para empatar a partida, deixar tudo igual. Rolou um clima no final. Provocação, Zé Mourinho.
When asked about the incident, he said,
Hello, Jose.
Hey.
If we start at the end, it was quite a practice. It looked like you were really upset with the celebrations of one of Sarri's assistants.
Yes, not celebrations. Bad education.
Now that's just 5 out of the 25 craziest celebrations. Wait till you see what Suarez did at number 11. But before we get to that, prepare to be amazed by Messi's renowned humility. Ahead of the World Cup quarterfinal between the Netherlands and Argentina, the Dutch coach called Messi lazy in a press conference. Messi is the most dangerous, creative player. He can create a lot and score goals himself. But when they lose the ball, he doesn't participate much. This gives us chances. As expected, Messi wasn't happy with this statement and knew he needed to silence him. So, on match day, Messi scored the penalty that gave Argentina a 2-0 lead and did this in front of the coach. When the referee blew the whistle, Messi still went over to the bench to give him a piece of his mind.
Van Gaal saying we got an advantage in penalties. If we go to penalties, we win. I think he needs to keep his mouth shut.
But if you think what he did was bad, wait until you see Martinez's antics at the 2022 World Cup. You cannot argue that this save single-handedly handed the World Cup to Argentina. But while Martinez might be a very good goalkeeper, his best attribute is stirring fans up. Martinez was called to receive the Golden Glove for his performances at the tournament, but instead of lifting it like everyone else, he decided to do this towards the French players. This singular act made him one of the most hated men in France, setting up the perfect mood for what happens at number 18. Back at his club side, Aston Villa, Emi Martinez and his teammates battled hard against French side Lille in the quarterfinals of the Conference League. with no side finding a winner in normal time.
Here's Cash. Oh, he scored! Matty Cash!
The game went to penalty shootouts. Unfortunately for Martinez, the goalpost was right in front of the Lille fans, who still remembered his antics from the World Cup. So they kept booing him, hoping to put him off his game. But with the match coming to one last kick, Martinez blocked the shot and celebrated in front of the Lille fans.
Andre has to score and he hasn't! Emi Martinez foils France once again.
But as crazy as this is, it is nothing compared to what some Swedish players did at number 17. Having lost the first leg 2-0, Sweden needed a miracle to advance to the second leg of their Euro 2015 qualifier. As the game began, Sweden rushed to a 3-0 lead, and suddenly, that miracle looked like reality. But with 3 minutes left to play, France's Kurzawa scored an away goal, killing any hopes of a comeback. He then rushed to celebrate in the faces of the Swedish players with an aggressive salute. However, the scriptwriters were not done yet. Sweden scored their fourth goal, and the boys just had to pay Kurzawa back. You can't even feel bad for him. Bro deserved that one. Just like the celebration at number 16 deserves a spot on this list.
Kennedy med skottet. I mål! Vilket mål av Kennedy Bakentiano! Det är ett av årets vackraste mål och det är få som kan göra sådär.
After scoring a banger like that, Kennedy deserved every drop of beer he got from the fans.
What?
But if you think this is crazy, wait till you see what happens at number 15. Scoring penalties shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, you can ask CR7. But for whatever reason, these players turned it into a show. After a chip like that, he needed some fish to go with it. See what I did there? Well, these guys get an A for creativity. The guy at number 14 gets a knock for taking the piss.
What the hell?
After scoring a penalty against Everton, Sven Gida started limping. It looked like he had injured himself while taking the spot kick. However, he was just celebrating. What a weird guy. But if you think this is offensive, I raise you the guy at number 13. Scottish attacker Chris Maguire stepped up to take the penalty for Oxford against Peterborough goalkeeper Ben Alnwick. As he was getting the ball ready, Alnwick moved up on his line and pointed to his right-hand side. Maguire hit the penalty to the goalkeeper's left, and his celebration completely violated the goalkeeper. But at number 12, karma struck after a goalkeeper mocked Haaland. In the Champions League match between Sevilla and Dortmund, Sevilla goalkeeper Yassine Bono was unhappy that Haaland had dived to win a penalty.
Fernando, if it was the merest of, but they had a long look at the penalty situation. It's a yellow card for Koundé.
So when the striker shot and missed, Bono celebrated in his face. Unfortunately for him, the referee asked Haaland to retake the penalty. This time, Haaland managed to squeeze the ball and repaid the favor. Number 11, Luis Suarez performed one of the most disrespectful celebrations in history. Heading into the 2012 Merseyside Derby, Everton coach David Moyes accused Luis Suarez of diving in their previous game to get Jack Rodwell sent off. Unhappy about this accusation, Suarez entered the match with a score to settle. Just 14 minutes into the game, he opened the scoring for Liverpool, and what followed next instantly became iconic.
And he's pulled it across. Sterling went down, but it's fallen to Suarez anyway. And Luis Suarez strikes as Liverpool hit first in the Merseyside derby.
After the game, Moyes was asked about the celebration, and he said,
"What do you make of the Luis Suarez celebration at Bristol?"
I thought it was great. I actually quite like that.
Fair play to him for seeing the funny side of things. But with that, we've made it to our top 10. From here on, we are taking the celebrations to an even crazier level. Starting with some players turning the field into a racetrack. MKS Cracovia plays a match against their reserve team every New Year's Day. This tradition has lasted almost a century. However, in the 2019 version of this friendly game, the players decided to spice things up a bit. After scoring the opening goal, the entire first team went out of the stadium, and when they re-emerged, they shocked fans with their celebration. What a cool way to entertain the fans. However, this isn't the only time players have celebrated like this. After scoring the winning goal against Deportivo, Antoine Griezmann shocked the fans by inviting his teammates to do this. But while this was all fun and games, the celebration at number 8 was about revenge. During his formative years as a footballer, Brentford signed Ollie Watkins from the lower leagues of English football, giving him a platform to shine. He repaid that faith by scoring many goals over the 3 years he played there. However, he eventually moved to Aston Villa, and for the most part, enjoyed a good relationship with his former club. So when he and his new team visited Brentford for a Premier League match, he expected a warm welcome. However, the Brentford fans kept hurling insults at him. With the game heading for a draw, Watkins scored to give Villa the lead and celebrated like this.
As they go for the weird little flick onto the far post, and it's in. And Ollie Watkins scores against his former club. And Villa have the lead. And the goal-mouth celebrations didn't help calm things down. And Konsa's in there.
But the guy at number 7 took provocation to a whole new level. In their opening match of the 2024-2025 Premier League season, Leicester City came under massive pressure from a Tottenham team eager to start the season well. The pressure paid off as Spurs took the lead via Pedro Porro.
Son, James Maddison collects with options in the middle, and there's the flick, and there's the goal.
As the second half was about to begin, Leicester brought on their talisman, Vardy, to help turn things around. His presence on the field caused problems for Spurs as he kept running in behind the defense. Eventually, that pressure paid off as he scored to draw Leicester level in the match. While celebrating, the Spurs fans started booing Vardy. In response, he pointed to the Premier League badge to remind them that he had one winner's medal and they had 0.
Flashes across from away from Reed. Tawu. Well, one chance, one goal for the legend of Leicester. They've been under the cop.
But even this is nothing compared to what Mourinho did at number 6.
Mourinho shakes hands with Max Allegri.
After winning the first leg of their group stage match against Man United, Juventus welcomed the Red Devils to their stadium, hoping to complete the double. That looked like the case when Cristiano Ronaldo fired Juventus into the lead.
Bonucci looking for Ronaldo's run. That's some ball. Oh, what about that? What about that from Cristiano Ronaldo? Brilliant ball from Leonardo Bonucci and his first Champions League.
However, a goal from Mata and an own goal late into the game ensured Man United completed the comeback.
Fellaini's attacking this one. It's gone all the way through and it's gone in.
So when the referee blew the final whistle, Jose Mourinho did this.
Celebrate. Jose Mourinho shakes hands with Max Allegri.
When asked why he cupped his ears, this was his response.
Preguntar si no le parece una falta de respeto ese gesto después del partido ante la Juventus.
¿Es usted española?
Sí.
Por eso no entiendes italiano.
Sí, lo entiendo.
¿Entiendes?
Sí, sé muy.
Entonces sabes lo que me llamaron.
Okay, we can maybe now speak in English. No, listo quiere.
No, I'm asking if for you it was an offence or not, so the kind of sign that you made. Well, you remember what they did to me, but this sign that I made is actually not an offence. So this is something, right, something more. I just wanted to hear them make comments.
But now that we're at our top 5, it's time to get your popcorn ready. Things are going to get more dramatic, starting with an old man playing football. In 2014, then Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho accused his player, Samuel Eto'o, of being older than 32.
Eto'o va de mieux en mieux, je dirais, quand même. Il est mieux qu'au début, en tout cas. Non?
32 ans, peut-être 35, je ne sais pas.
Then, as fate would have it, Samuel scored Chelsea's opener against Tottenham. So he celebrated like this to respond to what his coach said. But the celebration at number 4 is arguably the most iconic in Premier League history. After moving from Inter to Man City, Mario Balotelli was considered one of the world's most talented young players. However, his off-field antics drew a lot of attention. The media kept publishing stories about his fights with teammates and setting off fireworks in his bathroom, which turned him into their favorite bad boy character. Tired of the intense coverage around him, he decided to do something about it. So when he scored in the Manchester Derby, he celebrated like this.
Milner. Balotelli! The t-shirt says it all.
But at number 3, a celebration by Haaland gave birth to an unexpected rivalry. During a heated match between Man City and Arsenal, a red card at the end of the first half forced Arsenal to defend their lead. Despite all their efforts, John Stones scored a stoppage-time goal to equalize. During the celebrations, Haaland picked up the ball and hit Gabriel on the back of the head, and VAR didn't even check the incident. To further aggravate things, Haaland told Arsenal's coach to stay humble, a statement the players didn't like. So when it was time for the second leg of the game, Gabriel was on a mission. So when Arsenal scored the opening goal, he did this.
Given away, Havertz is in. Kai Havertz and Odegaard. Arsenal have an early goal, and it's the captain who scores.
We've seen that before.
Kanji messes up. Hard ball by Rice. Lewis Skelly took it in his stride well and shoots. Nice goal! What a goal! Oh, it's Lewis Skelly's first goal for Arsenal, and they lead 3-1. Oh my God, he's so deserving.
But while Arsenal had the last laugh in this one, there was nothing to smile about with what the next player did to them. In 2009, Emmanuel Adebayor left Arsenal to sign for Man City in controversial circumstances. The fans felt he betrayed the club for money, so when he and his City teammates visited the Arsenal stadium, the fans kept on hurling insults at the striker. The experience left a bitter taste in Adebayor's mouth, so when he rose highest to score a header against Arsenal in the second leg, he just had to give the fans a taste of their own medicine.
Good advantage played again by Mark Clattenburg. Sean Wright Phillips, Adebayor! Well, that is the moment that he has dreamt about. And so too of Manchester City. An Emmanuel Adebayor goal against Arsenal. And he sets off to celebrate like never before.
However, he was handed a 2-match ban and a fine of €25,000 for his celebration.
I think it's quite disgraceful. I mean, running over to the away fans.
You got your goal, you continued your 100% scoring record. Did you lose your head a bit afterwards?
I could have not do what I have done, but it's like the emotional take over me. The frustration is out of me. I'm very sorry for doing what I have done. I have done a big mistake today, and I think tomorrow this thing will never happen anymore.
But at number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo took celebrations to an extreme level. The build-up to the match between Atletico Madrid and Juventus was personal because of one thing. Juventus was being led by Cristiano Ronaldo, a former Madrid player who had been a thorn in the side of Atleti. When Atleti took a 2-0 lead,
The floor. Griezmann in it, got a flick. Oh, and it's turned in by Godin!
Their coach got overexcited and celebrated like this.
Slammed in, and Atletico now do have their lead.
When asked why he did that, he claimed it was because his boys showed courage. On the other hand, Ronaldo and his teammates were planning revenge. Despite being down 2-0 from the first leg, they knew they had a chance because they had Ronaldo. 26 minutes into the second leg, Ronaldo scored an insane header to give Juve the lead, and suddenly, the comeback was on.
Doing what Ronaldo does.
2 minutes into the second half, he scored again to draw Juve level on aggregate.
Lifted in towards Ronaldo. What a save, and the referee's given it.
And then, in the 85th minute, he scored a penalty to complete the comeback.
And put Juve in front. Is it ever in doubt? The man of the moment, yet again, with another...
So when the referee blew the final whistle, Ronaldo just had to respond to the Atleti coach.
Ronaldo's celebration against Atletico is one of the coldest moments in football. But football isn't always about ego and rivalry. Sometimes the game hits you in a place no celebration can reach. And these next moments are proof that football is more than just a sport.
Let's begin with the most horrifying news of 2025.
The funeral of Liverpool forward Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva has taken place in Gondomar, just outside Porto.
In October 2024, Diogo Jota suffered a lung injury after colliding with Chelsea's Tosin. This injury sidelined him for over a month, but since he could play through the pain, Jota opted for a proper treatment at the end of the season. So when the season ended, Jota underwent surgery to address the pain he had suffered throughout the year. After a successful surgery, Diogo was advised against traveling by air until he had fully recovered. But since he had to attend his own wedding, Jota opted to travel by road. He and his brother Andre successfully arrived in Portugal by road, to a beehive of activities. But despite this being the happiest moment of their lives, little did they know that this was the start of an endless nightmare. After spending another week with his family, it was time for Jota to return to the UK for Liverpool's pre-season tour. So he and his brother took their car once again to travel back. While traveling on a highway near Zamora in Spain, the tire on their Lamborghini burst while they were trying to overtake. And then the next morning, the worst possible news broke. Jota and his brother Andre were dead. How, why, and where were the questions on everyone's lips? But when the images of the crash surfaced, they broke everyone's hearts. They stood no chance. The accident scene was just ash and smoke, and even the car couldn't be recognized. The tribute started flooding in. Fans gathered outside Anfield to pay their respects. Teammates, footballers, coaches, and everyone connected with football all paid their tributes to two lives tragically cut short while in their prime.
Diogo was really a nice guy. And people in Liverpool, they know what I'm saying is the truth. Something really crazy. 3 kids that stay without a dad, a young woman without his husband, the parents that lose both sons. It's crazy. It's difficult to understand.
For the wife, devastation. Just a week ago, she married the love of her life. And now, he was gone. For Jota's mother, I cannot fathom the kind of pain she must be in. Losing 2 sons in such a horrifying manner is unimaginable. Out of love and respect for their player, Liverpool retired Jota's jersey number 20. They also promised to pay the remainder of his 2-year contract to his family and opened a trust fund for his children. Cristiano Ronaldo also offered to train Jota's kids up to the university level. The love, unity, and respect shown in such sad times.
Really, really sad days, as you can imagine. But today was a day that we showed that we are a very, very large but close family. And everything that we receive all over the world, it means a lot. And today we are all one football family.
I see the crossroads coming up ahead. A choice I make, but haven't made yet. Why do pathways feel so threatening?
I'm not crying. You are. To Jota and Andre, football will never forget you. And may your souls rest in peace. Now let's turn our focus to number 25, where a player's quick thinking saved his opponent's life. With the match between Austria Vienna and Wolfsberger drawing to a close, Vienna's George Teigl collided with the knee of Wolfsberger's Nicholas and fell to the ground unconscious. While most players on the pitch didn't even notice what had happened, Wolfsberger's Luka Lukashvili realized the seriousness of the situation and rushed to his aid. Upon getting there, he noticed Teigl had swallowed his tongue, so he shoved his fingers into Teigl's mouth and brought out his tongue so he could breathe again. He did all of this before the doctors could even rush onto the pitch. And after Teigl made a full recovery, he posted, "Thank you, Luka Lukashvili, for your quick reactions. Your intervention may well have saved my life. For his life-saving efforts that day, Luka Lukashvili was given the FIFA Fair Play Award for the year 2022. When it comes to saving lives, you don't think, you just take action. Just like a group of Croatian firefighters did in 2018. During the quarterfinal between Croatia and Russia in the 2018 World Cup, a group of firefighters from the Zagreb Fire Department gathered in front of a TV to watch the tense penalty shootout that would guarantee a place in the semifinals. However, as Rakitic was walking down to take the decisive kick, the unthinkable happened. The alarm went off, and in split seconds, they were all scrambling to get their gear, ignoring the most important moment in Croatian football history. In just 22 seconds, they moved from watching the penalty shootout to driving out to save lives. Thankfully, the footballing gods rewarded their sacrifice, and a few of them were able to witness the victory. However, not all football games have a happy ending. In the Romanian league, what was supposed to be a normal match turned into one of the worst nightmares in history. In the 72nd minute of the match between Dynamo and Viitorul, Cameroonian midfielder Patrick King suddenly slumped to the ground motionless. Noticing what had happened, the referee immediately stopped the game and everyone rushed to his aid. The sight of him struggling and fighting for his life was so heartbreaking. Eventually, an ambulance came onto the pitch and took him away to the hospital. But after 2 hours, he was pronounced dead. The news sent shockwaves across the footballing world as yet again a footballer passed away while playing the game. Tributes poured in from around the world, but it was the farewell organized by his own fans that brought a tear to my eye. The banners designed in his honor and the fans all singing his name, Patrick King. Still, not all stories on this video are sad, because for Son and his South Korean teammates, the tears that ran down their faces were for happy reasons. Heading into the final round of group stage matches at the 2022 World Cup, South Korea needed a win to have any chance of advancing to the round of 16. Unfortunately, they were against Portugal, who had already won their first 2 matches. Essentially, they needed a miracle. But as the game started, Portugal scored in the 5th minute to all but kill their hopes.
Portugal on the front foot now. Korean Republic scrambling to get back, and they didn't get back in time.
However, they didn't give up and got the equalizer in the 27th minute.
Comes and there's an opportunity here for an equalising goal.
The game stayed at 1-1 until the 90th minute, when Hwang Hee-chan sent the entire nation into heaven.
Striding forward, Son still going, support arriving. Oh, they've scored! They've only gone and done it. It's absolutely extraordinary.
Fans, players, and coaches all were in tears as they completed the miracle. However, while football can bring incredible happiness, it can also cause pain for others, as it did for Dele Alli. After making his debut for Tottenham at the age of 18, Dele Alli took the Premier League by storm.
has drifted in, and Ali finishes with real style.
They're not stopping the crosses coming in here, Palace. Ali, great skill. Oh, what a goal!
He scored goals, provided assists, and became a key member of the young and exciting squad under Maurizio Pochettino. However, after Mourinho was brought in as the new manager, Dele fell out of favor, and from then on, his career began to decline.
Probably the saddest moment for me was when Mourinho was manager. I think I was 24. And I remember there was one session, like one morning I woke up, I had to go training. This is when he'd stopped playing me. And I was in a bad place, and I remember just looking in the mirror and I was asking if I could retire now. At 24, you know, doing the thing I love. For me, that was heartbreaking. To even have had that thought at 24 to want to retire, that hurt me a lot. That was another thing that I had to carry. Like, I don't blame Mourinho, I don't blame anyone, you know. My reaction to that wasn't right, but it wasn't something I had control over. It was my reality of when I was younger, the traumas I had, things I dealt with throughout my life.
He ended up at Everton, then Besiktas, and finally without a club. This fall from grace pushed Dele into depression, and the once exciting footballer became addicted to sleeping pills and alcohol just to numb the pain. Then, in 2023, something snapped inside him, and he decided to do better. He went to a rehab center in the USA, and after 6 weeks, he came out a new man. Now ready to face life again, Ali sat down for an interview with Gary Neville, and that's when the world finally heard his story.
I mean, I think there was a few incidents that can give you kind of a brief understanding. At 6, I was molested by my mum's friend who was at the house a lot. So my mum was an alcoholic. 7, I started smoking. 8, I started dealing. 11, I was hung off a bridge.
By who?
A guy from the next estate, a man. Sorry.
He was sexually abused at 6, started smoking and selling at 8, and was hanged off a bridge at 11. Even Neville couldn't hold back tears after hearing his story. I'm not crying, you are. But to think, this is just 5 out of the 25 most emotional moments. You're in for a roller coaster ride.
I'm literally getting goosebumps.
Because still to come is Messi making a journalist cry and the brutal assassination of a footballer. Before we get to those, let's see the story of a footballer who cheated death. 41 minutes into the Euro 2020 match between Denmark and Finland, Danish star Christian Eriksen suddenly collapsed on the pitch. The stadium, which had been loud with cheering fans, suddenly fell quiet as the crowd looked on in hope and prayer. Denmark captain Simon Kjær quickly removed Eriksen's tongue to stop him from choking. Then he and the other players gathered round to cover their teammate as the doctors battled to keep Eriksen alive. Eriksen's wife looked on in despair and had to be comforted by Kjær. The rest of the world eagerly waited, hoping, until news broke out that he had survived. Fans rushed to the hospital holding flowers and offering prayers for a man who meant so much to the Danish people.
Rigshospitalet, der kom de også op flere gange og sagde, at der kom flere blomster, der kom flere blomster. Det er jo lidt underligt, fordi det var ikke fordi jeg ligesom ønskede, at folk skulle sende blomster, fordi jeg ligesom var død i 5 minutter. Så det var sådan lidt, det var specielt, det var meget specielt. Men igen, det var sødt, at folk ville, og det igen, altså det har kun hjulpet, at der kommer så mange.
Having seen so many players pass away from similar situations, it is heartwarming to see him survive. And after 1 year, Eriksen was back playing football. In his first game back, something happened yet again that blew everyone's minds. During a match between Brentford and Norwich City, Eriksen wrestled Brandon Williams to the ground while trying to win the ball. Upset by his tackle, Williams wanted to fight him. But when he realized it was Eriksson, he hugged him instead.
One kick to win the championship.
This moment was so heartwarming. And when he was asked why he did that, Williams said,
"Something special for him to be back on the pitch for himself and to be involved in that. I felt like he needed a hug."
But while Eriksson's story is inspiring, a young Abdelhak Nouri was so unlucky when he suffered a similar injury. In a preseason friendly between Ajax and Werder Bremen, 20-year-old Nouri suddenly collapsed when the team was on the attack. The doctors rushed in to stabilize the situation before airlifting him to the hospital. His teammates, fans, and coaches all prayed and hoped that he would make a full recovery. However, 5 days later, Ajax announced that Nouri had suffered permanent brain damage and was in a coma. This news broke the hearts of the fans and teammates who adored him. So when they noticed his brother was in the stadium, they gave him an ovation. Others made their way to the Nouri family home to show their love and support. His family was devastated by the fact that their bright and shiny star would no longer play football again. It's sad to see such a promising young talent who signed to Ajax at just age 7, captained his team throughout his time at the academy, and just when he broke into the first team, his career ended by a horrific injury.
Mag ik hem nemen? En de kleine Nouri mag het doen. En hij doet het!
So to appreciate all he did for Ajax, the team agreed to pay his family 7.85 million euros in compensation. They also agreed to cover all his medical expenses and retire his jersey, number 34, permanently.
En klapt voor Abdelhak Nouri. Daar staat zijn broer, daar staat zijn vader. Een hart.
While this story had a sad ending, the fan at number 17 got special treatment for saving a man's life.
No, I wasn't. No, I'm just really surprised.
That's the whole idea.
While playing in the Sunday League, John, a Liverpool fan, suddenly collapsed and was battling for his life. Seeing the distress he was in, a fellow Sunday League player and nurse named Alex quickly administered first aid, which ultimately saved John's life. To show his gratitude, John wrote a letter to Liverpool FC informing them about how a man had saved his life.
We got this letter from John. Dear Liverpool FC, please help me to say thank you to Alex. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today.
When the guys at Liverpool read the letter, it moved them. And so they sent a letter inviting John over to visit their facility. When he arrived, Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk took him on a ride to visit Alex at the hospital where he worked.
But you weren't expecting to see me?
No, I wasn't. No, I'm just really surprised.
That's the whole idea.
It was a nice moment as Alex was recognized for his life-saving efforts. And it's also a reminder that doing good is still the best way to live in this world.
Dear Alex, when they heard about your life-saving actions, the care you provided for John on that day in the most difficult circumstances is truly inspirational. As a sign of that, we would like to invite you and John to Anfield during the festive period to say thank you and celebrate life. So with this in mind, Nivea Men are going to make a donation in your honour to the Oliver King Foundation to ensure even more defibrillators are accessible, and we will be using our platforms in the months ahead to help raise even more awareness for the incredible work that they all do. Your story is truly special, and it was a pleasure to surprise someone as scary as yourself. Thank you.
I will also do a donation to the foundation.
Yeah.
Speaking of surprises, a young girl couldn't control her emotions when she saw a Premier League star.
Oh. Don't cry, yeah?
During his time at Chelsea, Eden Hazard made a surprise visit to the students of Servite RC Primary School. Two kids who were excited to be in front of a camera were asked questions about Chelsea and the Premier League. But while at it, Eden Hazard snuck behind the kids and gave them the surprise of their lives. After seeing him in flesh and blood, the Lotto girl couldn't contain her emotions.
I think as well Hazard.
Hazard, yeah? He's the best player at Chelsea.
Hazard.
He's the best player in the Premier League.
No.
Not quite, yeah?
Seeing this girl cry makes me realize that football is more than just a game. It's a way of life. And these kids will never, ever forget this day. But while these kids got a memory of a lifetime, the boy at number 15 was left with the most traumatic experience of his life. During a match between Den Bosch and Dordrecht, a group of overzealous fans lit up fireworks and bombs. Upon hearing the explosions, the ball boy who was sitting in front of the fans panicked and ran onto the pitch, crying and traumatized. Seeing how scared the boy was, the referee stopped the game and ordered everyone to leave the pitch. Fair play to the referee for noticing the danger and acting fast. But while these guys endangered a child, the fans at number 14 paid an emotional tribute to one of their biggest rivals. On the 18th of April, 2022, Cristiano Ronaldo took to social media to make one of the most heartbreaking posts I've ever seen. He said, "It is with deepest sadness that we have to announce that our baby has passed away." The post confirmed that Ronaldo and his partner, Georgina, had lost one of their newborn twins. I cannot imagine the horror of a parent losing a child, and the rest of the footballing world shared this sentiment as tributes came in from all over the world.
She's with me. It's something that I want to hold for the rest of my life. And pass through in that moment was probably the most difficult moment that I had in my life, me and my family especially.
Now, Cristiano Ronaldo and his then Manchester United teammates were scheduled to play Liverpool at Anfield the next day. But because of his loss, CR7 was given time off to grieve. On match day, something extraordinary happened at Anfield. In the 7th minute of the game, the entire Liverpool crowd gave an ovation to Cristiano Ronaldo. As the words, "You'll never walk alone," echoed throughout the stadium, it reminded us that no matter the rivalry on the pitch, humanity comes first.
This is a great moment where Anfield rises in support of Cristiano Ronaldo. This fan-led minutes applause, certainly not just the Manchester United fans, all of the Liverpool fans right the way around Anfield. Football comes together. Everybody in football knows what's really important, and that is what has happened to Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's a wonderful moment of support for our number 7 with a minute's applause.
Speaking of being human, the player at number 13 couldn't control his emotions when a sound reminded him of a painful memory. As the national anthem of the Ivory Coast blasted in the stadium speakers, Sarah Die suddenly burst into uncontrollable tears. His teammates wanted to console him, but Die wanted to pour everything out. When asked why he was crying, Die disclosed that he had lost his father exactly 10 years ago on that day. He wished badly that his dad was around to see how successful he had become. He was questioning the whole point of playing since his hero wasn't there to watch him. But for the kid at number 12, he couldn't control his tears for entirely different reasons. I want you to imagine you're sitting in a room waiting for a friend, and suddenly, a celebrity or childhood hero you've always wanted to meet walks in to say hi to you.
¡Saluda!
That was the situation for this kid. Radamel Falcao was his hero, and here he was, speaking with him in the same space. Of course he couldn't control himself. However, the best part is that those are tears of joy. Tears to celebrate finally meeting someone you admire and look up to. This is why they say you should never meet your idols, because you might end up embarrassing yourself. This reminds me of the time a journalist met with a player and completely lost their composure. An Argentine journalist who had been hustling for an interview with Messi for many years finally got his chance when the little magician agreed to speak with him one-on-one. However, when he saw Messi finally seated across from him, he burst into tears. Messi, who didn't understand why the man was crying, comforted him. However, the reality was that this man was just overwhelmed with happiness. Happiness that, after chasing Messi for so long, the gods had finally smiled on him. But now that we've made it to our top 10, get your tissues ready, because we're taking things to a whole new level of emotion. Starting with the mysterious disappearance of Christian Atsu.
Newcastle will hold a minute's silence before the game following the death of their former winger Christian Atsu.
After scoring a last-minute winner for his club Hatayspor, former Newcastle, Everton, and Chelsea winger Christian Atsu was declared missing after a magnitude 7.8 earthquake hit Turkey.
Atsu had been missing since the earthquake devastated southern Turkey on the 6th of February. His family had gathered near his home in Antakya, but after 2 weeks of searching, their hope ran out.
This sent his fans worldwide into panic. Where could he be? Was he still alive? After a nail-biting 24 hours, his club side announced that Atsu had been found alive. However, he had been a victim of the earthquake, falling from the 9th floor of a building. The next day, Hatayspor changed its story, saying Atsu was still missing and the search for him was ongoing. 9 days later, the worst possible scenario was confirmed.
Tributes are being paid to former English Premier League player Christian Atsu after his body was recovered from the rubble in southern Turkey nearly 2 weeks after earthquakes struck the region.
Atsu had died and was buried under the rubble. The whole football world went into mourning as fans and players paid their respects to a fallen star.
Newcastle will hold a minute's silence before the game following the death of their former winger Christian Atsu in the devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria.
Very difficult day. To wake up to that news was devastating for me, everyone associated with Newcastle. Everyone who knew Christian, as you say, it puts everything into perspective. We're devastated for him and his family.
His body was transported to his home country, Ghana, where he was given an emotional funeral.
Funeral of footballer Christian Atsu, who died last month in the earthquake in Turkey.
Still, we cannot forget the over 45,000 people who lost their lives in Turkey. Their lights will never extinguish. This sad story reminds me of a player whose life was cut short before it even started. After getting his dream move from Nantes to Premier League side Cardiff, Emiliano Sala was finally getting the opportunity he had worked hard for. With all agreements signed, pilot David Ibatson was tasked with the responsibility of flying Sala to his new club. However, when Ibatson saw the aircraft, he complained about its state.
David Ibbotson raised concerns about the plane.
I picked a footballer from Cardiff. He's just been bought from Nantes. It's about £20 million worth or something. He's entrusted me to pick him up in a Dodge Mirage. Normally have the life jacket in your seats, but tomorrow we're wearing the life jacket, that's for sure. This aircraft, I think it's got to go back in the hangar. Might be your last chance to have a good old chat with me in a good old boat tomorrow, isn't it? Normally have the life jacket.
Eventually, they decided to just fly it anyway. And when they took off, Sala also expressed his concerns through this voice note.
Hermanitos, ¿cómo andan loquitos locos? Hermano, estoy muerto.
Así que nada, muchachos.
Estoy acá arriba del avión que parece que se está por caer a pedazos. 1 hora y media no tiene novedades mías. No sé si van a mandar a alguien a buscarme porque no me van a encontrar, pero ya saben. Papá, qué miedo que tengo.
Shortly after he sent this, he, David, and the aircraft all went missing. The disappearance of the plane sparked widespread fear. After a few hours of no contact, a huge rescue operation was deployed, covering over 1,000 miles across the sea. Footballers like Mbappe, Gundogan, Koscielny, and Payet all donated over $500,000 to the rescue effort. Then, after 2 weeks of intense searching, they found the plane.
The depths of the English Channel, the plane's final resting place. For the first time, we can show you moving pictures of the wreckage in a tragedy that touched a number of lives.
220 feet deep under the water, with Salah's lifeless body still strapped to the seat. David Ibbotson, nowhere to be found, brought the emotional search to a horrifying conclusion. This tragic incident shows that footballers are human after all, which reminds me of one of the darkest periods in Manchester United's history. After defeating Red Star Belgrade to advance to the semi-finals of the European Cup, the aircraft carrying the Manchester United team, nicknamed the Busby Babes, stopped to refuel in Munich, Germany. When it was time to continue their journey, the pilots of the plane had to abandon takeoff after noticing a fault in the left engine.
Ignition boost switches off. Ignition boost switches off.
The players and staff were asked to all leave the plane and return to the lounge. By this time, it had already started snowing heavily, and taking off wasn't a good idea anyway. However, scared of falling behind schedule, the captain called everyone back to attempt another takeoff.
Uniform, I'm ready to taxi. Over.
Line 609, you're clear of void. You caught the F1 by.
Understand. Valid till 04. Full power again.
The pilots know what they're doing.
Something goes wrong.
Christ, we're not going to make it!
As the aircraft was gaining speed, power suddenly dropped, making it impossible to lift off the ground. Despite all their best efforts, the plane skidded off the runway and crashed. With an explosion imminent, everyone was scrambling to get out. Goalkeeper Harry Gregg saw a hole over his head and kicked it open, enough for him to escape. He also helped Bobby Carlton and Dennis Violet, who were still trapped in their seats. In all, 23 out of the 44 people on board lost their lives. However, not every story on this list is sad. What comes in at number 7 involves Manchester United again, but in better circumstances. Samuel, a young Manchester United fan who had difficulty walking since birth, couldn't believe his ears when he was told that he would be taking a tour of the United training ground. He interacted with other academy kids and even played as a goalkeeper. However, the best part of his day was when he met the senior players. Goalkeeper David De Gea gave him signed gloves, and Pogba and Ibrahimovic played and took pictures with him. Seeing the smile on his face just melts my heart. This shows that a little love and care can have a profound impact on how a child perceives life. But at number 6, a player defied death to play for his football club. 3 hours before he was to play a USL match for Sacramento Republic, Derek Formella received news that his father had lost his long battle with cancer. He didn't tell anyone the news, didn't take an excuse to go home, he just carried on his day, drowning in pain. Then, in the second half of the match, Vermella was brought in as a substitute. In the 81st minute, he smashed in the winner. And that's when every emotion came rushing out. Rest with the angels, Dad. But at number 5, an unfortunate event sent the nation of Italy into mourning.
An Italian soccer player died earlier today on the pitch. Born midfielder Pier Mario Morosini suffering cardiac arrest.
On the 14th of April, 2012, Morosini suddenly collapsed while playing in a match between Pescara and Livorno. He tried to get up but lost consciousness, prompting the doctors to rush and try to save him. The fans, players, and coaches were all but crying at the shocking scene they were witnessing. He was stretchered into an ambulance as the whole stadium prayed for his survival. However, on their way to the hospital, Morosini tragically passed away. His teammates, who had followed the ambulance, burst into uncontrollable tears. The rest of the Italian football community plunged into mourning. As a result, all Italian football leagues were suspended as tributes poured in from all over the world.
An Italian soccer player died earlier today on the pitch. Born midfielder Pier Mario Morosini suffering cardiac arrest and collapsing during a Serie B match. As a result, all Italian matches this weekend were called off.
During his funeral, thousands of fans lined the streets of Bergamo, applauding and paying their last respects to a man who had meant so much. Such a show of love by fans reminds me of the passing of the great Diego Maradona. For many fans, especially Argentines, Diego Maradona is the closest thing there is to a god of football. His skills, talent, and passion made him one of the most loved and adored footballers of all time. After hanging up his boots, Maradona didn't turn his back on the game. He regularly attended Boca Juniors Stadium to watch them play and even had his own family's VIP box. But unfortunately, he tragically passed away, leaving his daughter, fans, and friends in deep pain. As a tribute to his passing, the Boca Juniors dedicated a goal to Maradona in front of his daughter, who couldn't help but cry. Damn, I think I'm running out of tissues. But the story at number 3 is one of disappointment, anger, and fans taking football too far. After losing their opening group game of the 1994 World Cup, Colombia's captain Andres Escobar led his teammates out, hoping to turn things around against the hosts, the USA. However, bad luck struck when John Hart's cross was turned into the net by the outstretched leg of Escobar. The Colombians went on to lose the match, meaning only a miracle could help them progress out of the group. However, despite winning the third match 2-0, the damage was done, and Colombia was eliminated from the World Cup. With their hopes dashed, Escobar became the most hated man in the country, as every fan blamed their own goal for their misfortune. However, despite all this, Escobar still chose to return to Colombia for a holiday. 5 days after their elimination, Escobar took his friends out to a club in Medellin. After having a good time, he sat in the car waiting, when suddenly, 2 men pulled up next to his vehicle and shot at him 6 times. He was rushed to the hospital, but after 45 minutes, he was pronounced dead. 120,000 fans gathered for his funeral, angry and disgusted that a footballer's life was cut short because of an own goal. But the tears don't end here. Because for the fans of Leicester City Football Club, 2018 will always be a year to forget. After a match between Leicester and West Ham United, Leicester City owner Vichai, alongside his girlfriend, boarded a helicopter that would take them to the airport. But as the pilot took off from inside the stadium, the tail rotor control linkage broke, sending the helicopter into a death spin. It struck the ground about 200 meters away from the stadium, killing everyone on board.
The BBC has been told the owner of Leicester City Football Club was on board the helicopter that crashed and burst into flames just minutes after taking off from the King Power Stadium last night.
The news shook the entire world as everyone struggled to comprehend what had happened. The fans, players, and everyone associated with football were thrown into deep mourning. Fans gathered in their thousands, crying and dropping flowers.
Just terrible because they're such nice people. They're really genuine, humble people that care for the community and for the club and the people. It's just terrible.
Just thoughts of everybody on board, you know, the pilots, the family, everybody. It's just the thoughts are for them and their families.
For the Leicester players, it was like losing a father who had sacrificed so much for them to succeed. So when the time came for his funeral, the entire team flew thousands of miles to go and pay their last respects in his hometown. Then, on their first match back, Demarai Gray sent the entire stadium into tears when he scored.
55 on the clock, and how much does this goal mean to Demarai Gray and Leicester City Football Club?
Why do the good ones die quickly? That was the question Cameroonians asked when they witnessed a disturbing scene at the 2003 FIFA Confederations Cup. With a few minutes left in the match between Cameroon and Colombia, Cameroon midfielder Marc-Vivien Foé suddenly collapsed on the pitch. At first, it looked like a normal injury, but when he stopped moving, the entire stadium realized it was something far more serious. The doctors rushed to his aid, but by merely looking at his face, it was obvious he was fighting for his life. The medical team rushed him out of the field with his hands dangling freely. Then, a few minutes later, he was pronounced dead.
Victime, semble-t-il, d'une rupture d'anévrisme, ce drame a bouleversé ses équipiers, mais aussi les joueurs de l'équipe de France. De nombreux Bleus avaient côtoyé Marc-Vivien Foé en club.
How did this happen? Was the question on everyone's lips. The players in the French national team, who were friends with him, couldn't control their emotions.
On pense bien sûr à Marco maintenant, parce que c'était pas évident pour...
Numerous tributes about his joyous personality and infectious humor were expressed by everyone. This truly was a painful death. His home country organized a state burial to honor one of their brightest lions. And his club, Manchester City, retired his number 23 jersey and created a memorial garden in his name. Death is a respecter of no one.
And while losing a player is the most painful thing in the sport, there's another group of people who cause a different kind of pain every single weekend, because these next decisions were so bad, they almost ruined the game.
First, an awful decision made Ronaldo quit football. In a crucial World Cup qualifier against Serbia, Cristiano Ronaldo thought he had scored the goal to send Portugal to the World Cup. Unfortunately, the referee forgot to wear his prescription glasses. But the guy at number 29 invented goal line technology. With England losing 1-0 to the Germans, Frank Lampard grabbed a well-deserved equalizer, only to be brutally disallowed by the referee.
Lampard! It was in now!
here. I hope he's square.
But the goal at number 28 was scored by a ghost?
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, that's an excellent goal. He just keeps
Keep an eye on where the ball goes. It looks like a perfect goal, right?
Top goals.
But the replay shows the ball actually went in via the side of the net. Still, the referee allowed the goal to stand. This reminds me of when a referee helped Liverpool win the Champions League. A few minutes into the 2005 Champions League semi-final, Liverpool took the lead against Chelsea under controversial circumstances.
Is that a penalty? Luis Garcia's in there. Does that cross the line? The Liverpool fans think it has. What a start by Liverpool. Luis Garcia.
While the Liverpool players celebrated, their Chelsea counterparts protested for one simple reason. The replay showed that the ball didn't cross the line, but the referee miraculously allowed it anyway. Eventually, Liverpool held on to win the match, and when the referee was asked why he allowed the goal to stand, this was his excuse.
Here it comes. Oh, here it comes.
Now look at the replay again. Do you see where the goalkeeper took out the Liverpool player just as he was about to score? The referee said that since that was a penalty, he allowed the goal because Liverpool would have scored anyway.
What the hell?
However, we all know a penalty isn't a guaranteed goal. But the error at number 26 gifted Manchester City the Premier League. With the 2022 Premier League title on the line, a clear handball by Rodri should have given Everton the chance to equalize against Man City.
That was the arm of Rodri. Strong appeals here, and it must be looked at. That looks like an arm of Rodri, and this
But the referee and his assistants turned a blind eye and handed Man City the win.
He's not given it. They have not given it.
Listen to what the Everton manager said about the incident.
And to think that Chris Kavanagh has not given that penalty, I've got a 3-year-old daughter at home who could tell you that's a penalty. I'm not being funny, Jeff. I don't.
But I wonder what this referee thought when he denied this penalty.
Now on deflection. No, his hands on the floor.
So I'm back with live. So he's falling down. He's moving his arms in towards him. So it's check complete for me.
Arsenal's captain, Martin Odegaard, turned into LeBron James in the penalty area.
Hey, Howard. Well, what's your take on that one? I thought it was a penalty.
What didn't reach the right outcome on that basis.
Still, instead of awarding the spot kick to Liverpool, the referee kept screaming at VAR that it wasn't a penalty.
Check complete. Confirming on-field decision, no penalty.
The crazy part is, this wasn't even the first time a referee messed up this way. During a match between Real Madrid and Dortmund, a Dortmund free kick clearly struck Cristiano Ronaldo on the arm. But the referee, who was standing close to the action, said it wasn't a handball.
Castro's free kick after 3 minutes. Aubameyang it is. Now is that handball once more? Surely it was.
But the GOAT pulled off his biggest robbery when he faced Bayern Munich. After losing 2-1 to Madrid in the first leg, Bayern Munich needed to score twice to reach the Champions League semifinals. Robert Lewandowski scored first to put the Germans in the lead. However, Cristiano Ronaldo scored to equalize the game on the right.
Kept on going, fed it for Ronaldo! Of course!
After Sergio Ramos' own goal forced the game into extra time, the match was turned on its head when Vidal was controversially sent off. But the biggest talking point was the 2 goals Ronaldo scored.
Ronaldo! That's terrific. That's Ronaldo. That's the tie. That's a perfect hat-trick and a perfect Bernabeu night.
Now look at this. Ronaldo was standing in an offside position when he received the ball, but it was allowed to stand for some reason. For the second goal, Ronaldo was clearly ahead of the ball when he received Marcelo's pass. Under normal circumstances, that goal should have been disallowed for offside. I guess that's why they call him VAR Drid. But the referee at number 22 almost ruined an 18-year-old boy's life. In a match between Arsenal and Wolves, a tactical foul by 18-year-old Miles Lewis-Skelly resulted in one of the most bizarre red cards in Premier League history.
In from right.
This decision became one of the most heated debates in football. 9 out of 10 times, that's a yellow card. But referee Michael Oliver decided to send the defender off.
Cannot believe that.
However, the referee at number 21 ruined his career because of one bad decision. After a surging run by Kylian Mbappe, the referee stopped the game to send Diego Carlos off. No one knew why the referee was sending him off until the replay showed something crazy. While the counter-attack was on, Carlos mistakenly collided with the ref. Upset by it, the referee tackled Carlos back, and when the ball stopped, he sent him off for the incident. But this is just 10 out of the 30 worst referee decisions. Wait until you see the punishment Neymar got at number 11. But before we get to that, let's take a look at one of the most corrupt penalties ever. During a match between Galatasaray and Adana Demirspor, the referee gave a penalty for this disgraceful dive.
Geldi. Hamleyi yaptı ve yerde buldu kendini.
The VAR summoned him to review the situation, but he still decided to stick to his original decision. Upset by the referee's bias, the Adana players decided to leave the pitch. Imagine Premier League teams doing this each time a referee robs them. But the guy at number 19 orchestrated one of the biggest robberies in Champions League history.
A referee from Norway is the strongest official.
After a goalless draw at Camp Nou, Chelsea welcomed Barcelona to Stamford Bridge, confident of defeating their Spanish rivals. This assumption proved accurate, as Michael Essien gave the Blues a well-deserved lead. But the problem started when the referee denied Drogba a clear penalty.
Lampard has helped it through, and Drogba controls. He's gone down, the referee looked at...
Then, a clear handball by Peak was also waved away by the referee.
Handball against Piqué, the referee says no. Does he move hand? Terry, Eto broke from him.
With seconds remaining in the game, Iniesta broke Chelsea's hearts with this dagger.
But it's Messi. It's Iniesta! And the Chelsea fans cover their eyes in horror. 2 minutes from time.
However, Chelsea got one last chance that should have been awarded a penalty.
Chick was up there and got ahead to it. Ballack has a rattle pill. And the referee says no. Referee says no. Fronts him out to appeal in his direction. Just as he does it.
After such a disgraceful performance by the referee, the Chelsea players were understandably angry.
Players have to keep their heads as well. There's no doubt about that. A referee from Norway is the strongest official.
However, this wasn't the only time referees in the Champions League favored Barcelona. With Arsenal winning against Barcelona on aggregate, Robin van Persie was sent off for shooting at goal 1 second after the whistle was blown.
Fabregas. Percy is off.
Just look at his face. He couldn't believe what had just happened. This decision altered the game's course as Arsenal lost badly. After the game, Van Persie had this to say.
My opinion, it was a total joke, the sending off, because how can I hear his whistle with 95,000 people jumping up?
1 second between the referee whistling and you striking the ball.
But this way, 1 second from his whistle till my shot is just a joke.
But I wonder what the referees saw when they disallowed the goal at number 17.
Darren England thinks red card.
In a match between Liverpool and Tottenham, Luis Diaz scored a wonderful goal, but was wrongly flagged for offside.
Salah does want the flag. Diaz keeps going. What a finish!
Since there was VAR, they decided to have a look. Listen to what they said.
2D line on the boot.
Yep, okay.
Perfect. Yep.
Thank you, mate. Wait. On-field decision was offside. Are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Are you happy with this?
Offside goal. Yeah.
On-field decision was offside. Are you happy with this image? Yeah, it's onside. The image we gave you is onside.
He's played. He's gone offside.
Delay. Ollie's saying to delay. Ollie's saying to delay. Delay the game. Stop the game.
They've restarted the game.
To complete the decision is offside.
Cut anything.
After obviously confirming it was a goal, the referee still disallowed it. But if you think this is bad, wait until you see what the referee did at number 16. During a match between Arsenal and Chelsea, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain prevented a certain goal with one of the silliest handballs you'll ever see.
And he's teed up Hazard! Oh, it was almost three. The appeal is handball.
But when the referee came to send him off, he gave the red card to Gibbs. The last time I saw someone this confused was when my girl caught me cheating. But at number 15, a referee almost took a player's life. In the World Cup final between the Netherlands and Spain, Nigel de Jong decided it was the perfect opportunity to try his kung fu skills. And after seeing him almost take a player's life, the referee only gave him a yellow card. But as bad as this was, it is nothing compared to what Ben Thatcher did. After Man City's well-defended corner, Ben Thatcher and Pedro Mendes ran towards the loose ball. But as soon as they came close, this happened.
Carno. Yeah, it's got to be on the brink of a red. Because the ball's gone and he's come through late.
You could see Mendes pass out as his teammate called for help. But after witnessing all that, the referee deemed it a yellow card offense.
What the hell?
A player should be sent off whenever they commit a dangerous offense. However, the referee at number 13 officiates using a different set of regulations. During a match between Arsenal and Man City, Mateo Kovacic dangerously tackled Arsenal's captain from behind. The referee, Michael Oliver, figured the tackle wasn't worthy of a red card and gave him a yellow. Kovacic did the same thing a few minutes later and should have gotten a second yellow card, but the referee waved play on. When Arsenal complained about the incident, they were told Kovacic wasn't given a red card because Michael Oliver didn't want to ruin the game.
Now this one might surprise you. You see,
the Miles Skelly incident, and now this. Oliver might actually have an agenda against them.
And that's the referee. A blatant bit of cheating there. He had the chance to send off Kolovic, never did.
Yeah, never did.
And I wanted to keep the game going and everything like that. It's a calamity because there's something not right.
Take this, because you remembered it at the end of the season, and then we're going to go on and we're going to win the league. We are going to win the league.
But the referee at number 12 didn't need any agendas. He just messed up badly. This happened in a match between Croatia and Australia. Croatia's Simunic received his first yellow card after a silly tackle at the edge of the box. Then, when the Aussies launched a counterattack, Simunic followed his opponent yet again, and he received a second yellow card. Now look at this. The referee forgot to give him a red card. And Simunic just played along like everything was fine. But instead of keeping his head down, he tried fighting the referee after a decision he disagreed with. The referee gave him a third yellow before finally sending him off. It's safe to say this referee didn't pass his math exams. But I wonder how the next referee got his license. With PSG leading 1-0 against Montpellier, Neymar wanted to entertain the fans with a rainbow flick. But the referee, who is a killjoy, gave him a yellow card. Booking a footballer for playing football? This might be the silliest decision I've ever seen. Now that we've made it to our top 10, let's take things to a whole new level. Like the time a female referee gave an assist, or Michael Oliver messing Arsenal up again. But before we show you all of that, one referee almost cost a player his neck. During a match between Italy and Uruguay, Luis Suarez took a bite of Chiellini's neck.
Well, he headbutted him there, didn't he? Luis Suarez appeared to move his head.
I mean, this isn't Thanksgiving dinner. An offense like that should result in a red card, right? However, despite Chiellini showing the bite marks to the ref, he ignored it and didn't even give Suarez a yellow card.
Did Suarez apologize? Of course not. He behaves in a f***ing way, and FIFA allows him to do so because they need the champions to play. They don't have the courage to make the right decisions.
Thankfully, he didn't get away with this madness. FIFA reviewed the incident and handed Suarez a 4-month ban from all football-related activities.
Luis Suarez is suspended for 9 matches and banned for 4 months from any football-related activity.
But the referee at number 9 should have gotten a suspension for his blunder against Liverpool. In a match between Liverpool and Man City, a clever corner kick by De Bruyne was bundled in by John Stones to give City the lead.
De Bruyne goes near post, and Manchester City have squeezed it in. They've caught Liverpool.
But after McAllister drew Liverpool level from the spot,
Penalty Liverpool. It's on one leg, and McAllister scores wonderfully well.
the Reds kept attacking to try and get the winner. Then, with the last action of the game, this happened.
Luis Diaz jumps and Manchester City deal with it. Doku tried to clear. Salah. Liverpool wants a penalty.
This was a clear foul on the Liverpool player. And since it happened in the Man City box, it should have been a penalty. But I cannot understand how the referee saw this and waved play on. The same way I couldn't explain why Bellingham's goal was disallowed.
And City have got away with one there.
After going down 1-0 to Man City, Jude Bellingham stole the ball from Ederson for Dortmund's equalizer. But the referee blew for a foul against the midfielder.
Ederson to get that one away. He's lost it to Bellingham.
However, the replay showed a completely different image. Bellingham legitimately won the ball. But when Ederson realized his blunder, he fell to the ground shouting. And since the whistle had already been blown, VAR couldn't get involved. But after helping Man City rob Dortmund, the referees had to balance things out with them. With the match between Man City and Tottenham locked at 3-3, Haaland was fouled while trying to receive the ball on the counter. However, he got back up immediately to put Grealish through on goal, only for the referee to blow the whistle.
Cross comes in, and it's still kept alive, but now they've lost it, and Rodri plays it to Haaland. Oh, dreadful challenge, gets away with it because Haaland kept the ball, and on it goes to Grealish, and Grealish is down the middle, and the referee has blown his whistle. Oh my word, what a shocker!
The Man City players and coach were furious, and rightly so. Yes, it was a foul, but with Man City through on goal, he should have played the advantage. This reminds me of a referee's terrible mistake in the Champions League semifinals. After playing a 2-2 draw in Germany, Real Madrid were confident of progressing to the Champions League final against Bayern Munich. But when the game started, Madrid quickly realized Bayern were no pushovers. Then, in the second half, Bayern went into the lead via Alphonso Davies. The German team held their lead, and it looked like Madrid would be eliminated. But two quick-fire goals from Joselu put them back in the driver's seat. With virtually the last chance of the game, De Ligt thought he had scored a historic equalizer, only to be flagged offside. However, the replay showed no offside in the build-up. But since the referee blew the whistle before he scored, VAR couldn't intervene. But at number 5, Michael Oliver continues his historic battle with Arsenal Football Club. In a match between Arsenal and Manchester City, Arsenal battled from 1-0 to lead 2-1 heading into halftime.
Into the penalty area. Fiore shoots. Oh, what a goal! Comes in. It's a really good one. It's in. Gabriel's got his head to it, and Arsenal have taken the lead.
But with seconds remaining, Michael Oliver sent off Arsenal's Trossard for kicking the ball away. Remember, this was the same referee who refused to send off Kovacic against the same opponents. But at number 4, a female referee gave the perfect assist.
There's no point complaining, Felix Kraus. That's just the way it goes.
This happened in a German second division match. A referee accidentally provided the perfect assist.
For their equaliser, 10 minutes to go. Firstner tries to clear, it's come off of Bibiana Steinhaus. Turzen, and it's in! My word!
But the referee at number 3 robbed an entire country. In a crucial World Cup qualifier between France and Ireland, the Irish, against all odds, led 1-0 deep into the match. With everything on the line, Thierry Henry turned into a basketball player just to get the win.
Trying to measure it. Richard Dunn lost out. Oh, Henry! Oh, it's in the net. It's a goal.
He's not the back to Gallas, and it's easy, but
That's a handball, no question about it. Absolutely.
That's clearly a handball, but the referee and linesman decided to take a holiday mid-game. But the referee at number 2 did something no one had ever done. During a match between Tunisia and Mali, the Tunisians were hunting for an equalizer when the referee suddenly ended the game. Now, the crazy part is that there were still 5 minutes of normal time left, not to mention additional time. This sparked a wild protest by the Tunisians, and to calm things down, the ref ordered the game to continue. Then, in the 89th minute, the referee ended the game again. This is wild. Bro's pull-out game must be real strong.
Il siffle la fin du match, il nous demande d'aller au vestiaire. Tous les joueurs ils font le bain de glace pendant 35 minutes. Après, il vient et nous demande de revenir sur terrain. Il siffle à la 89e minute.
Bon, nous, on nous a dit de nous mettre sur le terrain parce que le match se passe. Malheureusement, l'équipe adverse n'a pas voulu faire sa presse.
Ça fait 30 ans que je suis dans ce domaine et j'ai jamais vu une situation.
But now, it's time for the worst referee decision ever.
Penalty has been given.
We're back again in the German second division. While trying to get an equalizer, the Bochum player dragged his shot wide. Instead of resuming play with a goal kick, the referee signaled there was a VAR check. But for what?
For the equaliser. And Sylvain Janvul's got it. That is a wonderful.
Now, look closely. The player warming up controlled the ball before it went out of play. And for that reason, the referee gave a penalty.
Well, the home side being told to wait for their Eberwein has been found guilty and a penalty has been given. So Janvula, who missed the initial shot, has scored the penalty. It's 1-1. One of the most bizarre moments.
My goodness! That was hands down the craziest penalty I've ever seen.
A penalty for a substitute touching the ball during warm-up. That might be the craziest decision in football history. But while referees keep breaking the game, some players were out there settling unbreakable records.
Too far for Ronaldo to think about it. Oh! It's a good burst from Finn and Crouch! Oh, wonderful goal!
And in the match against Manchester United,
That is staggering. That is staggering.
Steven Gerrard was brought in to try to win the game for Liverpool. But instead of stamping his authority on the match, he stamped on Herrera's legs.
That's one of the reasons he's in, his aggression.
And now Gerrard was caught by Herrera.
Herrera's come off worst.
Herrera's done himself damage. Oh, Gerrard has been sent off.
However, while getting sent off after 38 seconds is insane, it is nothing compared to the longest bicycle kick in history. During a match between England and Sweden, Joe Hart thought he had gotten the better of Ibrahimovic. Little did he know, he was setting the ball for him to do this.
Hart didn't quite get that right.
The reaction of the commentator says it all. A 30-yard bicycle kick will never be broken.
Yourself on the pitch as believing you were a lion. Is that right?
I am a lion.
You are a lion.
For me, I like a striker that makes the difference. Lukaku is strong. Aguero is good.
You didn't say yourself. I was expecting you to say me.
Lions, they don't compare themselves with humans.
But while Ibra was showing off his taekwondo skills, another player scored a goal faster than the speed of sound. Imagine you're a fan rushing in to watch your team play, but before you even sit down, the opposition does this. He recorded a goal faster than I sneeze. And at just 2 seconds, it is the fastest recorded goal in history. But at number 22, a player out-jumped Cristiano Ronaldo. Coming up against a Cristiano Ronaldo-led Portugal, Morocco defied all odds when Youssef En-Nesyri rose highest to score.
Nesri. Goalkeeper at fault. No question about that. But more pertinently, Morocco are first to strike.
At a distance of 2.78 meters, or 9 feet and 1 inch, En-Nesyri's jump not only knocked out Portugal, it set the record for the highest jump in World Cup history. But as impressive as this was, Cristiano Ronaldo did an even crazier jump at number 21.
Has hurt Manchester United.
During a match between Real Madrid and Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo jumped an insane 2.9 meters to score this goal.
Now Di Maria. Oh, it's a wonderful header. It is a truly wonderful header. The man nurtured.
Roll that back and look at Evra. Ronaldo almost jumped over him entirely. He not only dunked on his former teammate, but also set the record for the highest jump in Champions League history. Still, this insane leap couldn't get him into our top 20. That's because of crazier records still to come. I'm talking about Messi's insane goal-scoring record and a lady with an amazing hand job. But before we get to those, we have to see another Champions League record by Cristiano Ronaldo. During a match between Arsenal and Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo stood over a free kick 40 meters away from the goal. The Arsenal players didn't bother putting up a wall because it was too far out. Even the commentators wrote off any possible attempt.
It's 35 yards and more. Too far for Ronaldo to think about it.
But with Ronaldo being Ronaldo, he unleashed the farthest free kick goal in Champions League history.
It's 35 yards and more. Too far for Ronaldo to think about it. Oh! Absolutely sensational! He went through Almunia, beaten for pace. And Manchester United have scored twice in a little more than 10 minutes here.
But at number 19, a player dribbled an entire team. In a match between Tottenham and Burnley, Son picked up the ball close to his penalty box, ran past the entire Burnley team to score this incredible goal.
Terror in the Burnley back line when Son breaks forward. Oh wow, what a run! Heung-min Son from inside his own half has scored one of the best goals of his Spurs.
Bro ran a whopping 80 meters and straight into the history books. It remains the furthest distance run by a player before scoring a goal in the Premier League. Will someone break this record? Maybe, if Manchester United's defense has something to say about it. But while Son likes to run, the player at number 18 lets the ball do the work for him. Back in 2018, Manchester City's goalkeeper Ederson broke the world record for the longest drop kick in football history.
Congratulations.
After achieving such a feat, he decided to show off with an insane assist against Tottenham.
Back to Ederson. One of those long raking balls, it's a pretty good one as well, and Gundogan's onto it, and Gundogan scores again! He's absolutely loving life at the moment, Ilkay Gundogan.
But while Ederson was giving assists, another goalkeeper took a step further with an even crazier record. While the entire stadium waited for him to take a free kick, Paul Robinson shocked everyone by scoring 75 yards away from the goal.
Robertson will take. Awkward bounce! Goodness me, it's gone in! It's a goal from Paul Robinson! You hardly ever see a goalkeeper score!
I don't know if I should blame the keeper for this, but you cannot take away how insane this is. It remains the longest free kick scored in Premier League history, a record that will never be broken. But the player at number 16 decided to strap a missile to his legs. In a Portuguese league match between Sporting CP and Naval, the Naval players gave away a silly free kick at the edge of their box. But as they tried to arrange a wall, the goalkeeper was absolutely terrified.
What?
To understand why he was scared, You need to watch this.
2 minuten voor tijd staat het nog altijd 0-0 bij Naval tegen Sporting Club de Portugal. Maar invaller
Ronnie Heberson hit that ball with so much power that the keeper's fingers could have been destroyed if he touched it. That goalie dodged a literal bullet. And at 211 kilometers per hour, it is the most powerful shot ever recorded. But I wonder whose shot is more powerful, Heberson's or the guy at number 15? During a match between Saint Etienne and Metz, Wahhabi Khazri saw his teammates struggle to score a goal. So he picked the ball from his penalty box, strolled towards the center and said, "F it, I'll do it myself." The vision to see the keeper, the audacity to even think about it. Bro saw the bright lights and knew this was his moment. And at a distance of 68 meters, it is the longest distance goal in League One history. But while Khazri used his legs, the lady at number 14 broke a record with her amazing hands. With Ireland losing 2-0 to the Lionesses, the coach turned to his bench for a secret weapon.
Megan Campbell's first involvement, one of those huge throws of hers, which is almost as good as a free. So there it goes, right into the England box.
She's got a cannon launcher for hands. From her hands to where the ball landed was a crazy 38 meters, making it the longest throw in women's football history. But at number 13, a player scored the fastest hat trick in the Premier League. 13 minutes into the match between Southampton and Aston Villa, Mane capitalized on bad defending to open the scoring.
Mane might take advantage here. He's not caught. He's still on his feet in the box. Give it half a frame.
A minute later, Mane was gifted another chance to double his team's lead.
Well, they tackling again. Give it another one. Mane!
But before the fans could finish celebrating, Mane scored another goal to complete his hat trick.
1-2 down the left-hand side. It's Shane Robs away in behind the defence. Edge of the counter. Squares it. Mane for a hat trick. That's an unbelievable hat trick to Sadio Mane.
It took him 2 minutes and 56 seconds to achieve this feat. And with the way VAR checks goals these days, that record will never be broken. And since we're talking about things happening fast, Mbappe comes in at number 12 with a record of his own.
Mbappe's reaction says it all.
As soon as the referee blew the whistle, PSG played 3 passes, and in 8 seconds, Mbappe had scored. It happened so fast that no one's stream had finished loading yet. How poetic is it that the fastest footballer in the world holds the record for the quickest League One goal in history? But even Mbappe's speed couldn't beat the record at number 11. With Napoli losing 2-1 against Juventus, the Napoli coach brought on Mertens to try and help. But before he could take his seat, Mertens scored.
Non entusiasmante di Arkadiusz Milik. Neto sbaglia, Mertens! Subito Mertens! Il Napoli pareggia ancora al minuto 61.
It only took him 7 seconds to score, and by doing so, set the record for fastest goal scored by a substitute. Now that we've made it to the top 10, it means we have to take these records to a higher level. I'm talking about Messi's goal-scoring prowess, and a feat only ever achieved by one English team. But before we get to those, Lewandowski wants to have a chat at number 10. Back in 2015, Pep Guardiola started the match against Wolfsburg without his main striker. This tactical decision backfired as Bayern went into the break losing 1-0. After realizing his mistake, he brought on Robert Lewandowski, and the striker scored with his first touch of the game. A few seconds later, Lewandowski doubled the lead with a ferocious shot from outside the box. 3 minutes later, he added a third to complete a sensational hat trick. But he wasn't done. He scored his fourth goal 2 minutes later and added the fifth. In total, it took him 9 minutes to score 5 goals. Bro was basically playing FIFA on beginner mode. I mean, how many players have ever scored 5 goals in a single match, let alone doing it in 9 minutes? But since we're talking about the Bundesliga, I've got something even crazier for you. In a match between Hamburg and Dortmund, Hakan Çalhanoğlu decided it was time to destroy Isaac Newton's law of physics. Bro stood a whopping 41 meters from the goal and unleashed this missile.
For Dortmund, there's hardly the preparation they needed for the long trip to St. Petersburg. Oh, can you believe that? Is that the icing on the cake or what? What a goal!
The goal was so good that even Jurgen Klopp appreciated it. However, that wasn't the only person he impressed that day. He set the record for the longest free kick scored in Bundesliga history. But the guy at number 8 saw this and decided to break an even better record.
Sensational. Oh dear, oh dear. What a goal! Christoph Kramer scores one of the most sensational.
I got you with that one. You were expecting to see something insane, but scoring the longest own goal in Bundesliga history also deserves a spot on this list. However, I can't help but ask, what was Klopp doing? Man is effortlessly funny. But for the keeper at number 7, the goal he conceded might haunt him for life. During a match between El Salvador and Colo-Colo, Leandro Requena saw his opponent sleeping on the job and turned into Tom Brady.
Va a mover Leandro Requena. Saca largo el portero, atención buscando a Castro. Tiene que devolverse el golero. Va a caer el gol. Va a caer el gol de arco, arco, de arco, arco, de arco, arco, gol. Gol!
Measured at 101 meters, this is the longest distance a goal has been scored from. And to be honest, not even Man City's Ederson can pull this off. Speaking of long distances, the Bundesliga cooked up another insane record at number 6. Losing 1-0 and with seconds to go, Hannover's goalkeeper came forward to try and score the equalizer. But after the free kick was blocked, Marit Stompelkamp sealed their fate with this insanity.
Chance for type of corporate side to grab a point in Paderborn. Here's Stoppelkamp. Oh, he's gone for it! Oh, this is unbelievable! Will it go in? Yes! Paderborn 2-0. Marit Stoppelkamp, former Hannover 96 player who's got it. Unbelievable scenes.
At 82 meters, this is the longest distance a goal has been scored from in the Bundesliga. Fair play to the German league. They've been serving up pure entertainment. However, we must now turn our attention to the Premier League, where Chelsea set an unbreakable record. Back in 2004, Jose Mourinho had this to say when he signed for Chelsea.
We have top players. And I'm sorry, I'm a bit arrogant. We have a top manager. Again, please don't call me arrogant because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
A lot of people thought he was arrogant, and rightfully so.
Mourinho was anything but low-key.
But by the 2004-2005 season, Mourinho made them eat their words. He built a destructive winning machine, and by December, they were top of the table, having conceded only 7 league goals. From the middle of December till March of 2005, Chelsea conceded 0 goals.
Manchester United.
And with 3 games left of the season, they won the league. Having won the league, they began resting key players and conceded 3 goals in the last 3 games of the season. Still, this brought their total number of goals conceded to 15. 15 goals in a 38-game season! People don't remember how good that team was, but the record for the fewest goals conceded in a Premier League season will forever remain.
Chelsea 3, Fulham 1. Chelsea on the brink of the title now.
This reminds me of another crazy feat that has only been achieved by one player.
Lionel Messi.
On the 30th of October, 2023, Lionel Messi received his 8th Ballon d'Or.
The 2023 Ballon d'Or France footballer is Lionel Messi.
For the 8th time in his career, extending that record even further.
The most by anyone in history, and crucially, 3 ahead of the only competition he's ever had, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, while Ronaldo fans might not place him above Ronaldo,
oh my God, hell no,
they cannot deny that winning 8 Ballon d'Ors will never happen again. But if Messi is out there setting records, you better believe Ronaldo will be doing the same thing. Back in 2021, Cristiano Ronaldo rose highest to score a crucial winner for his beloved Portugal. In doing so, he set the new world record for the most international goals by any player. Since then, he has extended his record to 140 goals. With his latest brace coming against Armenia at the age of 40. However, what makes this even more insane is that he has scored 119 goals without penalties and 118 goals excluding friendlies, which is still more than the next player on the all-time scorers list. But at number 2, an English team did the impossible. In a match between Arsenal and Leicester, the Arsenal fans were shocked when a decisive play by Leicester led to the opening goal.
23 league games since. Getting forward and looking for Paul Dickoff on the far post. That wasn't in the script, was it? And how ironic.
However, the nerves were calmed when Henry converted from the penalty spot.
Ball for Cole. Ashley Cole. It's a penalty. Rook, 56 years ago. It's history. It's the equaliser.
A few minutes later, Vieira ran past the Leicester defense to give Arsenal a deserved victory.
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira! The captain, fittingly, gets the goal.
But the wild celebrations at full time weren't just because they won the match.
Touch of the ball. Make a note of the date. May the 15th, 2004. History has been made.
Arsenal had just made history. 38 games, 26 wins, 12 draws, and 0 defeats. The first and only club in history to win the Premier League unbeaten. With how competitive the Premier League is now, no one is ever repeating that feat. But now, it's time for the greatest record in football history. In a match between Barcelona and Valladolid, Lionel Messi and Xavi combined to score this wonderful goal.
Ball poked free, Messi shielding well against Valiente, gets it back. Xavi around the defense, tucking it home.
But while this was a normal goal by Messi's standards, it carried an insane significance. This was his 91st goal in 2012, making it the most goals scored by any player in a single year. To put that into context, the previous record was 85 goals scored by Gerd Muller in 1972. The great Pele scored 75 in 1958, while his greatest rival, Cristiano Ronaldo, only managed 69 in 2013.
91 goals in 1 year. That record will never be broken. But you know who doesn't care about any of that? YouTubers. Because when they come face to face with these football legends, the results are absolutely hilarious.
If this subscriber can beat Ronaldo in a 1v1, I'm going to give him $1 million.
Do you think I'm going to beat you? You think? No.
And first, the time Speed got destroyed by a kid. With Cristiano Jr. only 14 years old at the time, Speed thought he could get the better of the kid in a 5-a-side match. But when he tried to get off him, Jr. completely destroyed him with a nutmeg. Damn! Jr. literally made him his dog. But after being embarrassed by a kid, Speed doubled down and challenged another footballer.
Dude, what? Like, you want to play 1v1?
Stop doing that! Stop being mean!
In an unexpected turn of events, Speed met up with Pogba and immediately challenged him to a 1v1.
You want to play 1v1? Oh, wow. Oh, wait, not here.
But after clowning himself, Pogba took the ball away from him like it was nothing.
Oh, wait, not here.
Instead of taking the L, Speed went for round 2 and was completely embarrassed by yet another nutmeg.
Yeah, you can't nutmeg me. How much you want to bet? Just try to nutmeg me. Just try to do that at least. You can't nutmeg me.
Bro, listen.
Stop doing that! Stop being mean!
With those open legs, bro's lucky he's not a girl. But that still doesn't come close to number 18, where Haaland scared the crap out of Logan Paul. In 2023, Logan Paul and KSI invited Erling Haaland to a prime hydration event. Instead of sticking to other activities, they challenged the big man to a penalty shootout.
Bring down for me.
But from the very first attempt, they knew he wasn't messing around.
Come on, Haaland. What you got? Come on, then!
That was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done. I can't lie, man. He's so scary the way he runs up to the ball and strikes it.
After embarrassing KSI, Logan stepped up to take his own L. However, these guys refused to give up.
Right, so he's pretty good. Yeah, but let's see what he can do against two of us.
Oh my God.
Two of them stood in the post trying to stop Haaland, only to be embarrassed again.
As your prime athlete, Erling Haaland, we give you a prime chain.
Enjoy, bro.
Thank you, my friend.
But while this was all fun and games, Cristiano Ronaldo cooked his lookalike at number 17. While warming up for a match, Ronaldo spotted a guy who got famous for looking like him. But instead of taking a selfie, Ronaldo said this.
No, you don't look like me. It's very ugly.
Damn! Yeah, Ronaldo's kinda right there. That dude is ugly. Either way, it's still not as crazy as number 16, because Haaland humiliated I Show Speed. What? At the 2023 Ballon d'Or ceremony, Speed couldn't contain his excitement when he found out he was finally meeting Haaland. But while he was waiting, Speed met up with Manchester City's Ruben Diaz.
By the way, I got a question. Why you wear your jerseys like that, though? Like, they be super big on you. I always wanted to ask. Old school. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yes, sir.
When he finally met Haaland, the first thing the Norwegian noticed was Speed's ugly shoes.
Bro?
What's with the shoes, bro?
Huh? Bro, what's up with your hair, bro?
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeezys with a suit? Only Speed can pull off such a horrible combination.
Oh my God. Hell no.
But to think, this is just 5 out of the 20 times footballers cooked YouTubers. You're in for some rib-cracking content. Still to come is a board-breaking free kick, Alicia Lehmann kicking balls, and Messi blocking Speed. But before we get to those, let's look at the most ridiculous question you'll ever hear. Still at the 2023 Ballon d'Or ceremony, Speed met with goalkeeper Emi Martinez, the same guy who handed Messi his first ever World Cup trophy with this last-minute save. And Speed asked him to pick between Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, hey, hold on, wait. Ronaldo or Messi?
Oh my God. Hell no.
What do you think? I know you're Ronaldo fan, but mate, no way.
Bro, okay, no, bro.
I don't even know what to say, bro. Asking an Argentine who is better between Messi and Ronaldo is like committing the worst crime ever. Thankfully, Martinez was still chill enough to allow this to slide.
Hey, bro, nice to meet you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But Ronaldo for life, man.
Hey, no chance.
And speaking of Lionel Messi, some YouTubers thought it was a good idea to take on the GOAT in a YouTube challenge. The guys at Unisport had a rare opportunity to take part in a crossbar challenge with Messi. And with his very first shot, Messi hit the ball perfectly into the crossbar. However, Messi missing his second attempt showed that he was human after all. But before they could laugh at him, he hit the crossbar with his third attempt. He missed his fourth and scored the fifth to cap off a dominating performance. Damn! I attempted this challenge the other day and I got 0 out of 20. But at least I didn't embarrass myself in front of anyone. Unlike the free kickers, who got destroyed by Cristiano Ronaldo. While tearing it up at Real Madrid, the free kickers dared to challenge Cristiano Ronaldo in his house.
Hi guys, welcome to my house. Let's go.
The rules were simple. Whoever scored the highest number of free kicks would be declared the winner. Ronaldo opened the show with a rocket, while the guys missed.
Now go get yourself a drink.
They went shot after shot, and he just kept scoring. And after taking a huge L, they gave up and declared him the winner.
You won. Congratulations, man.
But after getting embarrassed like this, you would expect these guys to steer clear of footballers. But no, they challenged the almighty Manuel Neuer. The free kickers knew it was a bad idea to challenge one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time in penalty shootouts. I mean, even professional footballers struggle to get past this guy. But they had a trick up their sleeve. Instead of a regular shootout, Neuer was to hold a ball with both hands and then attempt to stop all of their shots. This should have been easy, right? Boy, were they wrong. Neuer kept blocking shot after shot, even while being handicapped. They moved the shooting distance, hoping to gain an advantage, but the story was the same. So when they realized this was a lost cause, they declared him the winner.
So Jungs, das waren die Challenges gegen Manuel Neuer.
This reminds me of a time yet another set of YouTubers challenged Mohamed Salah. Straight into the first challenge, Vuj and Salah each had 3 attempts to hit the target. High on confidence, Vuj went first and scored 2 out of his 3 attempts.
2?
Surely Salah is going to score all 3 if Vuj can do that. But to the shock of everyone, he missed all 3 of his attempts.
Off the post. Pressure's on. You would get. Pressure's on. Pressure's on. Next one. I've got that one.
After being embarrassed, Salah aced the second challenge, while Vuj missed all his attempts.
Oh la la la. Go. Oh la. Oh la la la.
By the third challenge, Salah started taking the piss, scoring all 3 of his attempts with his weak foot. Realizing this was a lost cause, Vuj accepted defeat and spent the rest of the evening chilling with Salah. And now that we've gotten to our top 10, we have to bump things up a bit. Still to come is Alicia Lehman kicking balls, Ronaldinho embarrassing a volleyballer, and a $1 million challenge. But before we get to those, we have to see Speed getting destroyed by yet another footballer.
Oh, you keep talking to me? Shut up, bro! I can't focus!
Speed and Alphonso Davies met up for a game on FIFA. However, this one came with a rather interesting side bet.
If I win, you have to stop calling me Anthony Davies.
Okay, bet. And if I win, you have to, for the rest of your life, you have to say Ronaldo's the GOAT.
Okay, same goes for you. You have to say Messi's the GOAT. And also, you have to get a Messi jersey and wear on street.
Okay, bet. I'm not losing.
But as soon as the match started, Davies scored the first goal. Speed tried his best, but couldn't score. So when Davies scored his second and third goals, Speed just admitted defeat. But while Speed was getting embarrassed on FIFA, another YouTuber was challenging Salah's reactions. In a rather unexpected link-up, ProDirect's Cameron Corp took on Mo Salah in a speed and reaction challenge. Damn! Getting trashed 10-1 must have really hurt. But at least he took it kindly, unlike Speed, who almost broke a legend's leg.
Sorry, bro.
While playing in a charity match, Speed wasn't happy that his team was losing. So when he saw Kaka with the ball, he did this.
But here we go, because obviously having to defend Iman on the right wing,
it's tough.
It's not going to be easy.
Speed tackles Ricardo Kaka.
Damn! Tackling a football legend like that? Speed must have forgotten it was a friendly match. Thankfully, he was smart enough to apologize when they met again. But I don't think Roberto Carlos will apologize for destroying the YouTubers at number 7. The free kickers had the opportunity of choosing any footballer for a free kick challenge, but they made the wrong decision taking on this man. To make things worse, they decided to go first, wasting shot after shot and only scoring a few. But when Carlos stepped up, he placed an unstoppable shot in the corner. To think, this man has been retired for over a decade. Pro footballers are on a different level, man. But at number 6, Kai Cenat embarrassed himself in front of thousands of fans. 5 minutes into the Sidemen charity football match, Kai Cenat celebrated scoring a goal despite being miles offside.
It's a speed situation, 2 points. It's a lovely finish.
This reminds me of the time my crush gave me her number.
Hey, could I have your number?
Only for me to find out it was fake.
Oh my God. Hell no.
But at number 5, Roberto Carlos took on the ultimate challenge. The challenge was to test the power of Carlos's shot. To do that, they lined up 15 styrofoam boards for him to smash through. Carlos took his iconic steps back, ran toward the ball, and destroyed all 15 sheets with a thunderbolt. After making light work of that, they increased the difficulty to wood. Carlos did his run-up again and destroyed the piece of wood. They probably should have given up at this point, but they increased the difficulty to plastic. Carlos once again smashed the plastic with his rocket.
Come on.
For their final test, they put up a stone wall. Surely there's no way he can smash past stone. This time, Carlos took several extra steps back, ran, and completely destroyed the stone wall. But at least it was just a stone, unlike Alicia Lehman, who smashed some balls at number 4. Famous YouTuber Saline Depth challenged Alicia Lehman to a series of tests. The first was a reaction challenge, which was more about fun than a test. However, things got interesting when they tried to catch balls blindfolded. The next challenge was to sit on the ball without looking at it. But the difference between the girls showed with the speed challenge. Alicia destroyed Celine. They moved on to the shooting challenge, where Alicia once again showed her class, before rounding things off with the task of controlling the ball in a small box. But while this was all fun and games, speed provoked Messi into doing the unthinkable.
No, I don't like Messi, bro. Because he's short and he's bad and he's trash, bro.
It's no secret that Speed is one of Ronaldo's biggest fans. He's been to games, tattooed the footballer on his arm,
I love you, bro. Excuse me. I love you so much, bro. I did it.
But aside from all that, Speed has made it his life's work to torment Messi. The YouTuber went to an Inter Miami game wearing a Ronaldo jersey, and even made the crowd shout Ronaldo's name while Messi was playing on the pitch.
I'm in the wrong territory. Ronaldo better! Ronaldo! 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 Ronaldo!
Ronaldo!
After doing all these things, Speed tried to follow Messi on Instagram, only to realize he was blocked.
Watch this, watch this. And I can't DM him, right?
Damn, getting blocked by Messi is wild, bro. But not as wild as what Ronaldinho did at number 2. The guys at Shoot for Love wanted to do a control challenge. They could have invited Lukaku, but chose to challenge the great Ronaldinho. To start, they passed him the ball to bring him up to speed. But when they realized he never lost his touch, they increased the difficulty by asking him to control a volleyball serve. After passing that test with flying colors, they increased the difficulty to a jump serve. That's when Ronaldinho showed why he is considered one of the greatest players of all time. But at number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo took on a YouTuber in a $1 million challenge.
This subscriber can be Ronaldo. I'm going to give him $1 million.
Do you think I'm gonna beat you?
Mr. Beast invited a YouTuber for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Beat Cristiano Ronaldo in a football challenge and win $1 million.
If this subscriber can be Ronaldo in a 1v1, I'm going to give him $1 million.
I mean, how much more difficult could it get? This man is literally a GOAT. But then again, it's $1 million. However, Khalid was confident and even gave himself a 50% chance of defeating Ronaldo.
Is your number 1 fan? I'm his number 1 fan. You're stuttering.
The challenge was to hit some targets lined up on the crossbar. Whoever hit the most would be declared the winner. In the first round, both of them missed.
Oh! All right, no targets hit. Oh, they both missed. They both missed.
But in the second round, Khalid shocked everyone by hitting his target. However, the greater shock was Ronaldo missing the target again. Khalid couldn't believe his luck when he hit a second target while Ronaldo missed again.
In history.
With his entire future at stake, Khalid stepped up for one last shot, hit the target, and his life would be changed forever.
Let's go. Good luck. Thank you.
Give him space. Come on, Khalid.
And he did.
It's $1 million.
Khalid actually did it. He defeated Cristiano Ronaldo to win $1 million. However, I have to ask, did Ronaldo allow him to win?
Ronaldo wants me to lose $1 million.
Or is the GOAT washed? I'll leave you to answer that in the comments section. And first, during a star-studded celebrity match in Qatar, Speed made one of the worst tackles you'll ever see.
Blow my son. Sorry, bro. No, for what?
But here we go, because obviously having to defend Iman on the right.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not going to be easy.
Speed tackles Ricardo Ganga.
Doing this to a former Ballon d'Or winner? This kid's got some nerve on him. The dangerous tackle drew a lot of criticism against Speed, so when they met again, he took the time to apologize. But when Speed linked up with Pogba, things took a rather different turn.
You want to play 1v1?
Stop doing that! Stop being mean!
In an unexpected link-up, Speed met with Pogba and immediately challenged the midfielder to a 1v1.
Play 1v1?
But despite Speed's impressive skills, Pogba took the ball away from him with so much ease.
Oh, wow. Oh, what's going on here?
Instead of taking his L in peace, Speed challenged Pogba to nutmeg him. And that's when things took an embarrassing turn.
Just try to nutmeg me. Just try to do that at least. You can't nutmeg me.
Bro, listen.
Stop doing that. Stop being mean.
Yeah, pro footballers are just on another level, man. But at number 23, a YouTuber dared Ronaldinho to a bizarre challenge. Without a doubt, Ronaldinho is one of the greatest footballers ever to play the game. At his peak, the man was practically unstoppable. But now that he's retired, the guys at Shoot for Love wanted to test his first touch. However, it came with a twist. Initially, they took turns passing him the ball, which he effortlessly controlled. But then, they increased the difficulty. This time, he was to control the serve of a professional volleyballer. He initially struggled with the aggressive serve. But on the second time of asking, he controlled the ball with ease. They now asked the volleyballer to do a jump serve. And that's when Ronaldinho showed them why he was a magician on the field. But while Dino got the better of them, Darwin Nunez's time with the same YouTubers didn't go according to plan. Liverpool and Uruguay striker Darwin Nunez was invited for the ultimate challenge. The test was designed to measure the striker's shot power, but instead of using speed radar or a camera, they decided to do things the old-fashioned way. They lined up 15 styrofoam sheets and asked him to shoot, but when the striker took his shot, he could only smash 8 sheets. But after defeating Nunez in this challenge, they went for a bigger fish, Roberto Carlos. This man possesses arguably the hardest shot in football, evidenced by this iconic free kick.
20-yard run out.
Most likely saw that and decided to increase the difficulty. He was going to attempt to break a stone wall with his shot.
Maybe.
But first, the styrofoams. He smashed all 15 of the sheets like they were nothing. But now, it was time to increase the difficulty. Wood. After setting the ball down and doing his iconic run-up, he smashed the board with a rocket. Looking at that, this guy was on course to break that stone wall. But before that, he had to go through plastic first.
Come on. Oh, you broke it!
Yet again, he smashed through the plastic. And now it was time for the ultimate challenge. Carlos versus the stone wall. He took many steps back, lined himself up, and did this. From the reaction on that kid's face, that was definitely his first missile launch experience. But to think, this is just 5 out of the 25 moments Trust me, you have to see Speed and Ronaldo's link up at number 11. But before we get to that, the GOAT and a girl met up for a strange game of football. Yeah! Cristiano Ronaldo is considered by many to be the GOAT of football. But when he and Anna Markovic met up, it was for a football match played with hands. And I'm not talking about American football. The two met up for a Binance ad, but instead of some kickabouts, they were asked to play foosball.
He's so serious.
The game was back and forth, with Ronaldo matching Anna goal for goal.
Yes!
Yeah! Then, with the last action of the game, she managed to score, thereby winning the game 4-3.
Where's the ball?
Very good.
But after seeing his rival lose this challenge, Messi wasn't going to let a YouTuber get the better of him. Lionel Messi met with the guys at Unisport for the ultimate challenge. The challenge was simple. Messi would try to hit the crossbar from the edge of the box, and they would count how many times he hit it in 5 attempts. In his first attempt, he hit the ball perfectly and straight into the crossbar. The second attempt narrowly missed. And that's when Messi locked in. His third attempt hit the target. He missed the fourth one again before hitting the crossbar with his fifth attempt.
It's Messi! It's magnificent!
But before Messi could enjoy his victory, Ronaldo was back on the field challenging some other YouTubers. While playing for Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo invited free kickers over to his house.
Hi guys, welcome to my house. Let's go.
After juggling the ball with Ronaldo in his backyard, they challenged him to a free kick matchup. The aim? Whoever scored the most wins. Ronaldo opened the show by scoring his first free kick.
Do it justice. Now go get yourself a drink.
The free kickers, they missed their first shot. They kept going, shot after shot. And when they realized this was a lost cause, they gave up and declared Ronaldo the winner.
You won. Congratulations, man.
Outperforming a professional is nearly impossible, which is what some YouTubers discovered when they attempted to challenge Arsenal players. In 2023, 3 YouTubers, KSI, Simon, and Chris MD, visited the Arsenal training grounds for a 3-versus-3 against Nketiah, Martinelli, and a guy who plays cricket. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but deep down, the YouTubers thought they had a chance. However, in their first attempt, KSI missed a penalty, sending their egos crashing to the ground. Then it was time for the weird cricketer.
You guys could be doing anything else.
After he missed his shot, the YouTubers suddenly had an advantage.
Okay, Super Saiyan.
Oh my god. Mate.
By the time it was the turn of Nketiah, they were already losing 2-0. But despite Martinelli's best efforts, the YouTubers won the challenge. This reminds me of a time when another YouTuber embarrassed a professional footballer.
Oh, you know this, you know it.
YouTube star Theo Baker had the rare chance to sit with World Cup winner Antoine Griezmann. But instead of asking him questions about football or even a VIP ticket to an Atletico Madrid match, he had the star doing Fortnite dances. Can you imagine?
Oh my god. Hell.
Yes! Oh, you know this, you know it. Yeah. It's the classic. It's the classic. Shot number 5.
Yeah, I don't think Griezmann was too keen on the humiliation rituals. But at number 15, the free kickers challenged the wrong footballer. For some reason, the free kickers thought it was a good idea to challenge Manuel Neuer, a ruthless winning machine and one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, to a free kick challenge. But while this looked like an impossible task, they had a trick up their sleeve. Instead of just making a normal save, Neuer would hold on to a ball with his 2 hands and try to save their shots. This looked like a slam dunk. There was no way he could make saves like that. However, when the challenge started, the free kickers got the shock of their lives. He kept blocking shot after shot. They moved closer, thinking it would give them a better chance. Unfortunately for them, Neuer was in no mood to lose that day. And when they got tired, they gave up and declared him the winner.
So Jungs, das waren die Challenges gegen Manuel Neuer.
But the challenge at number 14 is something you don't expect. Popular nutmeg specialist Jack, known by his YouTube name Street Pana, visited Qatar with the sole aim of nutmegging Neymar. We all know Neymar, right? One of the most skillful and entertaining players ever, and yet Jack was confident he could win the challenge. To add extra spice, Neymar was accompanied by his teammate Xavi Simons, another skillful player. After the pleasantries, it was time for business.
Want to play a bit? Some of the players, yeah.
Jack tried to trick Neymar with his skills, but the Brazilian wasn't buying it. He tried everything he could think of and still couldn't find a way past. But after putting up a good fight, Jack finally found his way. I guess not all footballers are invincible. But the YouTuber at number 13 made a mistake of challenging the best penalty taker of all time to a game of penalties. YouTuber DJ Mario visited CR7's home for this matchup, and it didn't take long for him to realize he had made a mistake. After missing his penalty, Ronaldo smashed the ball past the goalkeeper with relative ease. After missing all his spot kicks while Ronaldo scored his, DJ Mario just gave up.
Encima se me ha chuleado, tío. Chicos, hemos tenido aquí un vídeo con Cristiano Ronaldo. Si quiere daros un saludo aquí los padres de DJ Mario, ahí,
But the YouTuber at number 12 refused to give up, despite being terrible at football.
Fuck, I'm on the bench. I took a steroid just to play here, bro.
Remember the game Speed took out Kaká from behind? Well, that wasn't the only mess-up Speed had that day. With his team losing 2-1, Eden Hazard gave him an assist on the plate, but Speed completely fluffed his shot. Then he got another easy tap in and missed again.
So many different options. Gets the ball to target. Speed might have just had.
Finally, he showed decent acceleration to get the ball by the line, but wasted the chance before being substituted.
Sorry, bro.
Control what? Control and shoot.
Sorry, bro. I'm trying, bro.
Yeah, maybe football isn't for Speed, but I know he wouldn't mind, especially because of what happened at number 11.
I did it, bro! I did it!
After traveling the world trying to meet CR7, The moment that Speed dreamed of finally came to pass. And boy, he couldn't control himself.
Oh my God, Max. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh my God, we're not. Oh my God. I love you, bro. Excuse me. I love you so much. Bro, I did it.
This is a reminder that dreams come true. But even such an emotional moment couldn't break into our top 10. How could it when our number 1 is a YouTuber clowning at the Ballon d'Or ceremony? But before we get to that, let's look at another freestyle challenge you weren't expecting to see.
Hello, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. Check out number 5 magazine.
Back when he was still playing at Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo met up with former footballer Jeremy Lynch for a freestyle skills challenge. At this time, CR7 wasn't the global superstar that he is today, so it was one of the first videos where he got to show fans his tricks and flicks. Damn! If only he knew what he was going to achieve after this moment.
Brilliant. This guy, if he doesn't make it as a pro footballer, he could be a professional freestyler. Definitely true.
But at number 9, the free kickers chose the wrong player to challenge in a free kick contest. The free kickers had the opportunity to choose any player, but they decided to bring Roberto Carlos, the guy responsible for this free kick. Yeah, that was a bad idea. As with their challenges, they went first. The boys attempted different free kicks from various positions, but mostly messed them up. Then, when they had finished clowning around, the king stepped up and showed them how it's done. Just look at that power and technique. Despite being retired, the difference in quality is astronomical. But what YouTubers lack in skill, they often compensate for in star power.
Oh, it's a video? What's good, baby Ronaldo? Go.
On February 1st, 2024, Ronaldo's Al Nassr took on Lionel Messi's Inter Miami in a preseason friendly match. But while the players lined up to start the game, Speed was brought out like a president to meet the teams. He went by shaking the players' hands one after another. I'm talking about stars like Luis Suarez, Tele, Laporte, Jordi Alba, and Sergio Busquets. Never in history has a YouTuber gotten this popular. Unfortunately for Speed, though, neither Messi nor Ronaldo played in the game. But at number 7, the free kickers challenged another legendary striker. The challenge was simple. Kanzi, Marco, and Robert Lewandowski were to take turns shooting free kicks. The game consisted of 3 rounds. Whoever won 2 out of the 3 would be declared the winner. Now this seemed pretty straightforward. There's no way they could defeat him.
Yeah, boy.
Or could they? First to go was Lewandowski, but the striker missed the target. Next, it was the turn of Marco, who buried the ball in the bottom corner. In the second round, Kanzi took the win. And in the final round, Marco once again won to complete a flawless victory over a striker who has scored over 700 career goals. But at number 6, Ronaldo literally cooks himself. While warming up for a match in the Saudi Pro League, Cristiano Ronaldo spotted his lookalike who had gone viral on the internet. But while many expected him to be impressed, he said this. Damn! Ronaldo has zero chill. Now that we're down to our top 5, get your popcorn ready, because we're about to show you absolute cinema. Let's begin with a YouTuber challenging the PSG squad.
Today's video might be one of the most insane videos I have ever made.
Theo Baker visited the PSG squad in Qatar, but instead of autographs and selfies, he challenged them to a game.
Football challenges galore against some of the best players in the world.
First up was Donnarumma, PSG's world-class keeper. Theo challenged him to penalties, thinking he could win. But it turns out that Donnarumma is good with his feet, too.
Destroyed. Like, quite simply destroyed.
Next on the list was Neymar, a man who needs no introductions. Theo asked to do a 2-touch challenge with him. And if I'm being honest, I wonder how he thought he could win. After taking another L, he asked to play touch and shoot with Mbappe. This time, however, Baker was determined to do better. So with his first attempt, he rifled a shot that even Mbappe was impressed with. Unfortunately, this is Mbappe's bread and butter, and Theo lost again. This horrific loss reminds me of the time Speed met Cristiano Ronaldo's son. In 2024, Speed challenged Cristiano Jr. and his friends to a 5-a-side football match. For a little while, Speed actually thought he could go toe-to-toe with the youngster. But when he tried to tackle him, things got embarrassing fast. Yeah, that bark was right on point because Junior made him his dog. But at number 3, the Free Kickers challenged one of the most controversial footballers ever. These guys challenged Mario Balotelli, one of the most talented strikers, whose off-field antics derailed his career badly. The challenge was as follows. Each player would get 5 shots, and the player who scored the most at the end of the game would win. You're already thinking, this should be an easy victory for Balotelli. First to go was Kanzi, who missed his chance badly.
This is first one.
Balotelli stepped up and buried his chance like a pro. And when it was time for Marco, he missed too. In round 2, all 3 of them missed. But round 3 started with a rocket by Kanzi. Balotelli missed again, and so did Marco. Round 4 started with another miss by Kanzi, followed by another Balotelli miss. But this time, Marco buried his chance. Heading into the final round, all 3 players had scored 1 each. Surely Balotelli would bury his chance. Let's see.
I've been getting money, I've been getting...
Kanzi missed his shot. Then it was time for Balotelli's turn. He played the ball with his weak foot and completely wasted his chance. Everything came down to this final kick. Could Marco do it? Yes, he did! He defeated a legendary striker like Balotelli. Speaking of legendary strikers, Speed had the rare opportunity to hang out with the greatest number 9 in history.
Bro, no Dios, oh God.
For fans and footballers alike, the greatest number 9 to ever play football was Ronaldo Nazario. I mean, it's hard to argue when you watch a couple of his clips.
Ronaldo is our 9.
The best football player I have ever seen on the pitch.
He put people to sleep. Lay down, let me go past.
He was one of the absolute greats, even with his injuries.
For me, he was not playing football, he was football.
This unstoppable machine invited Speed to his house. And from the way he reacted to seeing R9, you could tell this was a special moment.
Hey, what's up, bro? A signed Ronaldo shirt. Yes. Oh my God. No, I gotta put this on, bro. I gotta put this on right now, bro.
R9 gifted Speed signed jerseys from his 2 clubs and the Brazilian national team before they went into his house. While R9 was trying to pick up something, Speed noticed the Ballon d'Or trophy. He couldn't hide his excitement, and R9 had no choice but to let him touch it.
Bro, no Dios, oh God. I won the Ballon d'Or, bro.
Damn! Speed has touched more Ballon d'Ors than Neymar, Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Haaland. I could go on. But the ultimate power move was when Speed was invited to the Ballon d'Or ceremony.
What?
Never in history had a YouTuber been invited to cover the Ballon d'Or ceremony. But here was Speed, dressed up in a suit, and from the first footballer he met, it became obvious that he was meant to be there. Can you imagine asking the goalkeeper of the Argentine national team who he preferred between Messi and Ronaldo?
Yeah, hey, hold on, wait. Ronaldo or Messi?
Oh my God. Hell no.
What do you think?
The next person he met was Ruben Diaz, a defender of Man City and Portugal. And then he saw the goal machine himself, Erling Haaland.
Huh? Bro, what's up with your hair, bro? Yeah.
After he took pictures with Haaland, he met Bernardo Silva, who found Speed's claim of being Portuguese rather amusing.
No, I was born in Angola, but when I was 2, I came to Portugal as a kid. But I'm from Portugal. Like I'm from Lisbon, Madeira.
Then it was time for Eden Hazard and Rodri. But perhaps the best part of the night was Speed's reaction to Messi winning the Ballon d'Or.
But while Speed was busy making legends uncomfortable, another group of people have been making footballers uncomfortable for years, from stealing towels in an AFCON final to getting kicked by Eden Hazard. Click on the next video to see ball boys acting disrespectfully.